cell. Why on earth would they need an auto cell? Flabbergasting. Yeah, what's up, C-Fusion? I literally had no idea this game was released. None at all. Young just told me today, oh no, the stream of Xenoblade 3 that I'm watching, yeah, it's in English. And I'm like, what? Because I'd seen people, like, even giving it away, and I just figured, oh, I guess they're just releasing, they're just giving away versions of this game that are in Japanese or something. Like, maybe it just released early in Japanese. I don't fucking know. Game releases in September. Don't even bother to check if the game's releasing early, because what game releases early? How many games have you ever heard that are like, yeah, we're releasing September 14th? No, we're actually pushing that forward. We're not delaying it. It's ready early. They're confident about this one. This one, I mean, it's gotta be a good game if they're releasing it early, right? Party auto damage. Stuff. I mean, there's a lot of options. Where to cycle? How is this any different? Whatever. You can literally just turn on auto battle, huh? Okay. Well, that's all the settings. So, I guess now I have to play the game, huh? You know. Watch something like 10 to 15 minutes and you couldn't stand it? What something? That's unlucky if you're tuning in for this, by the way. I think you've made a mistake, Spengler, but welcome in anyway. I don't know if you watched any of my Xenoblade 2, but I like Xenoblade 1. I like Xenogears. I do not like Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 2 was bad. Hot take of the century, I know. Game has like a 90 on Metacritic, so you know people really like it. Okay, let's get into this. I'm not playing on hard. I also won't play on easy. I'll actually play the game through on normal. You know everything in this game. Okay. I don't. I might be like the only person that doesn't. Even JJ had spoilers for the game. I'm like, oh, how do you? I guess they were leaks or something. I just never fucking bothered to ask. Never bothered to ask. Who releases a game early? Why would I even think that the game was out? The sound of the timer for the release getting turned backwards. Oh, the game looks better though. I mean, imagine this is pre-rendered.
Come on,
this actually
hurry
doesn't
up.
look so bad.
The Queen's anniversary is gonna start without us, guys.
Yeah, move your feet. Hop, hop, run like you mean it. Slow down, guys. Is it true, though? There's gonna be fireworks.
Yeah, saw them setting it up yesterday. There were loads of them. It'll be worth it, promise.
So the one thing that I know about the game is that some of the main characters are like the children of the main characters from the other Xenoblade games.
Gotcha!
I don't know if that's true or not, but I imagine it is, considering all these people we seem to be starting off as our children in this cutscene. Also, why would JJ lie about that? Okay, time powers. That's a staple of the series. That one makes sense. This guy's got the Monado's power. No, JJ. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm streaming it. I asked you if you wanted to voice it, and you said no. You told me you don't speak English. Person who is typing a suspicious amount of English. Well, here's... I'm pretty sure you basically said no, young. JJ gets off work, he can come play. All right, young, you wanna come stream it? Get in the voice channel. I'll hop in and screen share with you. Stole that guy's rock. They stole that guy's rock too. Makes you think I hadn't already. Oh, you actually have. Okay. Hi, young.
Hello. Give me 2 seconds to adjust my audio. Everything's out of whack.
Is game cap? Do you hear the sound of the game twice? Anyone listening to this on stream?
Kevez and Agnes. What is it they need to stay alive? Water? Food?
You know, I wouldn't hate this beginning bit, I'm gonna be honest.
This seems fine. I mean, I enjoyed the child soldier that just died. This is just Metal Face from Xenoblade 1.
I kinda like the premise, you know, like instead of fighting for food or whatever, it's literally the life force that they suck up.
Yeah.
It's very, very Japanese though.
Young is much louder than me. Okay, I can, I guess I'll turn myself up.
With the taken flames becoming your own in turn.
Let me know if that's fine. I think unplugging in and replugging in my mics did something with my own volume because I got a lot quieter than I'm used to being.
The one whose essence is stolen leaves only a husk.
Discord volume, you sound fine for me though, by the way.
Okay. Okay now? Okay. Let me know if it needs to be adjusted in the future. Doing these multi-person streams is always kind of whack.
What are you playing at? How can we claim their life?
Kind of curious as to like how much they're actually going to change up gameplay-wise properly. Like, is it just going to be the same sort of kind of gameplay? Because was there not a big change between 1 and 2?
A pretty large change. Like, it was still you know, a JRPG, and you still had like skills you could use during combat. There were auto attacks that automatically like did things. But 1 was all like every character had a bunch of skills you could choose from and upgrade and everything, and they were all like time gated more or less. Like you didn't have to do a certain number of attacks to do skills. All the like special magic and everything and the like attack cooldown based arts, every character only having like 4 possible arts depending on their weapon. The blades, that's all unique to Xenoblade 2. So they end up being 2 pretty different combat systems. I would be surprised.
Another one of those little freaking perverts, I forget what they're called.
The Nopons.
Yeah, see it in the back. He's got like an afro or something.
Yeah.
I immediately take back every nice thing I've said about this game.
Oh no, it's misspelled Rance.
Shut it! Stop flapping your gums and move!
Yeah, we've got more incoming.
That person's just got like a wind spear. This is just the Monado. Okay.
Oh, you're fighting the Agnes? I was rooting for the Agnes.
You were. I have no idea. I did not pay enough attention to realize who's who. Okay. I guess we're doing this now. We'll automatically attack an enemy if we approach them. That's called an auto attack. So near to an enemy, you can continue auto attacking, and icon confirming your range for auto attacks. Okay. Well, I appear to be in range considering I am attacking. I'm curious if I move. Okay, so moving around in this one, it works more like Xenoblade. In Xenoblade 1, you could move and attack. This one, I do still seem to have to stand still, but I can't like move to cancel my auto attack animations. It's still better just to stand in place. Yeah, I don't particularly get what's going on. I don't know why they showed us that original cutscene. Maybe they'll explain it, but it doesn't feel particularly relevant. It feels like they could have just given us this. And the exclamation point will mark your next destination. The number below indicates how far you are from the destination.
Is that free tutorials? You're not tapping up the tutorials.
I don't know
man.
if I should count them during this scene, right? Because I would expect tutorials at the start. The tutorials I'm interested in counting are the ones that come out when we're like in chapter 2. I can count them though. Let's get that done. Let's see here.
Yeah, also maybe move your chat from the top left to maybe like the bottom left.
That's a good call. Yeah, because it looks like they're stuff.
I can see their wonderful names like
yeah, we've got
Mawamba.
Mwamba. That's sick.
Uni looks like, I'm gonna say a furry, just some sort of generic furry.
Bird furry, yeah.
Bird furry, there we go. Oh god, keep it away from Max.
Oh, draw a weapon. Okay, was it hold A? It was hold A for a while in this one. Okay, sure. Push an enemy, target them, or target a different one. Well, you don't have to stand in place to draw your weapon, so that feels like an improvement in my mind. It feels a lot smoother to play immediately. I wish they gave me anything to actually do here other than auto attack though, because I literally can put the controllers down. And, you know, if the AI actually did damage, because it doesn't seem like they do, I think, no, now they're doing damage. Now they're doing damage.
There's one, yeah.
Alright, get them, guys. Get them, guys. I'm providing moral support. Get them, guys. You can do it. Alright. Oh, there's more. What was that? Or was it kind of finally do its next?
Ah.
Okay. So this looks similar to how the battle system works in 2, but it's time-based recharge. No, yeah, it is time-based recharge. Okay. The timing of doing that attack right after an auto attack to strengthen the art is still there. No cat people yet. I know that they're in the game because I saw them in one of the trailers, so that's not something we have to worry too much about. That. Oh, I should actually be trying to get the back attack, huh? Side break. Okay.
Oh, you've won the battle. You can tell the rest of them to go home.
And here I
But now, how to begin the battle? Like, come on. I'm getting mixed messages here.
I was not expecting it to cut off the dialogue just because I entered battle. I hope that's not a trend with this game, because that's pretty bad if that's gonna keep. Oh, it's days in this game. That's Xenoblade 1. You don't have to do the whole chain of just like trying to launch someone in the air and spike them into the ground. In Xenoblade 1, you could, after you topple someone, stun them on the ground, and it would deactivate any, like, passive abilities they have, as well as, like, extending the duration where they can't do anything. So that's a tough attack. Paying more attention. Yeah, topple was in there. Topple and break were in. Daze was completely removed. Seems like the AI is pretty good about using the topple if they're able to. What was my favorite moment from Xenoblade 2? have an answer for this.
They outflanked us.
A certain unveiling of a character.
That Trish's team.
No.
Uni. How are things with Kite? What about our backup?
What is that? Just, what is she? Also, this might be the first winning game losing cutscene, maybe? Possibly? It's building up to it.
We're not. We haven't lost yet. Everyone's still standing. Our life force hasn't been drained. The bird lady's not dead.
Yet.
Let's go.
Yet.
We can.
But the position.
I feel like maybe they should be,
Go on, move it.
you know, not in like generic A poses for this. It feels a little bit more. There should be a sense of urgency here, guys. There should also be sound effects for all these explosions. Why are there not sound effects? Oh, there we go. What?
Time to die.
Hitting us. Well, now we know.
It's do or die, Noah.
Got it.
Boy, that cutscene looked bad. that was just them, just completely stopping in place after the one explosion you could actually hear. Talonards are stronger than normal arts. Talonard can press A. Roll actions. Okay.
Yes, Doc. Yes, she does.
To do actions effectively, such as critical hits or combos. These are roll actions. I guess mine are just positioning. Yeah, I noticed this one. You cancel auto attacks into arts into Talonards. Okay. Well, I like that it's actually zooming out more. At least the combat seems better immediately. I wish I could just attack while I was running though.
The animations of this guy when he's toppled and dazed
Are not particularly good. I like how he's clipping into the wall.
He's literally glitching through the ground, yeah.
Is that a good? I think it's good for me to stand in that, even though that's a red AOE as far as I can tell. Okay, let me do a side break, and then okay. You know that was a thing that I did. I probably should have saved it for when he was toppled so I could tase him, but not that important, right? My immediate answer to what was my favorite moment from Xenoblade 2 is actually when the guy in the giant mech robot in Chapter 9, Rex basically asks him, "Whoa, mech guy, why are you switching sides? What made you do that?" And he just goes, "I got no fucking clue anymore, guys. I don't know why I'm doing that."
I forgot to remember that one, yeah.
There's no reason for any of us to be doing that. It really is just underscores the entire game. Like it's not the most absurd moment, but it's my favorite. Okay.
See, mine personally would be a gratuitous butt shot or boob shot 52.
The same one of Pyra in the fucking last charge on the 70th time. No, looks like we're winning. You think we might be the baddies, Young?
I think the guys in black with the thing sucking the life out of people, I think there's no good people here.
Oh.
But if there was a less good person, it was probably your team. Did you not see the very evil looking person standing on top of your mech in the beginning?
Yes, actually.
Can't help but notice there's not a lot of mercy coming from the black guys either when they're stabbing down in the already defeated people.
You know, I can't believe they would include one person with an African background in Mwambe and put them on the evil team. That's kind of fucked up.
I do.
Victory!
I guess we won. Okay.
Oh my god, was that more ear people? Oh my god, it's like a new race.
Did you see a new? Oh yeah, it
I've
looks
seen
like horn
I've seen
people,
a
or is it
couple
just
of
their
them in the
helmets?
background. You see them in the hat, like the hats.
I
In the
see
hats, like the one at the very front there.
I see the wing people.
Oh, maybe just the wings
I
on
ate
there.
her as number 2. I ate her is comedically the best moment in the game.
Could we forget that?
Yeah. I had to really think. I was like, does that really beat I ate her for me? And it really does. I ate her. I think we were at 7 tutorials. I was trying to keep track in my head doing that. Yeah.
About there, yeah.
She looks friendly.
I'm gonna go from 95% bad guys to like straight up 99.5 now, certainty, and that you're the bad guys.
Is it because of all the children's brains in jars from Metal Gear Rising that we appear to have?
That might be sort of concerned.
Oh, they're actually children in jars. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're embryos, yeah, that are being created. I think this is like some sort of Ponzi scheme here, where it's like, right, we fight against each other. When we suck the life force out of them, we make new babies with it, and then we turn those babies into new soldiers, and we do this forever.
For slaying Agnians. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All of us live only to fight. Cut that out!
They really give these like
Stupid.
disposable clones really fancy weapons. I'd just send him in there with like a pistol or something. Like I feel like like that guy's giant sword, that can't be worth the expense for,
Too early for that.
random clone.
Look, it's you they're after.
I would agree, but also that is possibly why you don't have an evil empire of clone children.
You're probably right.
You don't think out the box like these people, clearly.
I clearly just don't know what to prioritize.
You're as slippery as Noah sometimes.
Uni. Shit never shuts up.
Did he actually have
Range darts.
animations for where it's talking there?
Don't know. I couldn't see it behind the other person's face.
It just kind of looked like his mouth was open and didn't move. I think your gun just disappeared.
Didn't account for Kite. I snuffed this up.
A lot of animation for her.
What?
This game both looks surprisingly good and like really bad. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
at the
mix
same
of, like,
time.
the graphics being good and then the animations just being terrible.
You okay? Uni.
Like the actual character models look
You're
pretty
a lifesaver,
good.
Yoren.
Yeah.
For especially for this being on the Switch, and like the particle effects are good, but it's got the generic Japanese problem of we just that giant mech, yeah, I can clip through the ground. No, we don't want to. No, we don't want to design this the first environment you'd see in the game, so this mech doesn't clip in the ground. It's cool. Just make it a fucking hill. No, we could have made it. We could have made it flat.
What we're after here is that lame duck. Yoren? He's bottom of the class.
Advanced earwing
bother.
physics,
The
yep.
thing is, the brat's still a decent
Ear
healer.
people now.
Get it?
Ah, right. So we're playing by the book here.
Pisses me off.
I don't feel like that
But the
person's
fight will be
voice
good as
matches
one.
their.
Yeah.
Oh, I
character at
can't.
all. Can you not hear anything?
I've turned them off so it doesn't echo from my mic.
Part of the charm. I feel like you don't get the full experience if you can't hear it. Like,
You make up. Give me. Like, I'll be quiet for like 10, 15
Alright,
seconds. I'm actually listening to it then, right?
Can't. They've got the advantage.
No, I can't do it. No,
Thank
no.
You listened to the person I was talking about, right?
The person that just talked there, the girl. And I was like, nope, that's me. I've hit my limit.
They're not in their usual formation.
Wait, what?
Okay, what does the lance thing spinning do?
I was thinking the exact same thing. It's like it's kind of winding up something, but like what's it winding up for?
For everything else, I at least kind of understand. Like, why not make this guy's shield thing look more like an actual shield? I don't know, but I at least, you know, I get the idea that it's supposed to be like defensive, right? Why does the why does the gun spin? What does that do?
They really like blowing that girl up though. Like she must have get hit by like every last thing that's actually hit a character so far.
They want to take you out the running.
No, Boomer, you don't understand. The weapon is so much more valuable than the clone. If they kill the clone in training, it just gets reabsorbed. But you blow up that weapon, that's like $1 million investment to make that thing.
Why would you?
Yeah, energy for the pew-pews. I mean, what's causing it to spin? That would be what... Like, you would need power to cause it to spin. That's
Yeah,
how...
You're the electrical engineer,
Yeah,
You would take a
There
stab
needs
at
to
it?
be something that spins it to cause that the mechanical energy to become whatever energy they're using. It would be electrical energy for us, but I doubt this is electrical energy they're using. Oh, straight up murked them.
Thank God.
And also, hello, Voltron. So, you're the team of losers, it seems, then?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like... I really couldn't keep track in that battle who was fighting who. There's too many characters and I don't know them.
Get off me! Had to go and play the hero, didn't he?
You really think you could have taken them?
Okay, I guess we were the team of losers.
Yep, and then you're gonna beat up the little, kind of clearly someone who's already been bullied most of her. What I can only assume is 15 minutes of life.
Yeah, but still,
Unlucky.
didn't have to go get himself killed for it.
Come on, he was trying to protect you. He lured in Garvel's gang, gave us a chance to turn it around.
Ugh.
You know who wasn't up to it? We weren't.
Like how everyone's got the midriffs like Barb saying that, except from like the, I'm gonna assume that this one here is supposed to be like the geeky kind of fat kid that no one likes,
Yeah.
and then that's supposed to be your kind of, oh, you know,
So much for
make him a
getting to the
hero
final,
or something.
Huh? Sorry. I let us down on your big
He doesn't
day.
deserve midriff though.
I'm
I guess
sorry.
not. Yeah, fat people can't have
Sorry.
riffs. Unlucky.
What big day?
The birthday.
What? Whose?
Yours, dummy. It's your second term, right? Remember?
Oh, they're literally 2-year-old.
Guess so. Yeah.
A win wouldn't
Who's the
be a
main
nice
character?
surprise.
As far as I can tell,
Who's busy
character on the
playing
left here
Tonya?
with the ponytail is the main character.
Cut it out.
And that's
Hey.
just based on who we were playing in the tutorial
He'll
combat thing.
apologize, right?
Yeah, they were also kind of mostly focused on
Might
the
might not.
the intro scene as well, the one when it's at the Queen's
Each have a
birthday or
lifespan of
whatever.
10 years. We call them terms. Life begins with our first term and ends at the close of our 10th. And over the course of those 10 years, we fight continually. Though in reality, there aren't that many who can hold their flame for the whole 10 years. Most lose their lives on the battlefield.
Bellcat's asking how bad it is so far.
But those
I
who
don't
do
know.
survive to the end.
There's been some stuff that I've looked at and been like, okay, this is promising. The combat seems promising. The
We call it
premise
the
seems
home.
promising. The animation seems god awful. The graphics
Morning,
seem good.
Hey, Noah.
I would agree with all of that. I'm scared to say this because it's tempting fate, but I can't help but notice there's no gratuitously over-sexualized random character yet.
I know. It's
Which
like
is,
Xenoblade
you
1.
know,
It gives me hope. It gives me
yeah,
hope.
right?
We're gonna miss the homecoming.
Maybe this time it won't happen. There will be no Pyra slash, I can't remember all the other names for her.
Ah, come on,
Myra.
Yeah. Isn't it
Bifra.
awesome?
What'll I do? No, we have a Nopron with an afro. No, don't
Yeah,
make
did
me
you know?
like him.
I called him out earlier. It was like the first thing I saw.
I didn't think he would be a main character. I just thought they included a random Nopon with an afro. I feel like that deserves a remark.
Oh, Heldon likes the Nopons. Heldon, did you see the second one?
See the second. You would have sent him the scene.
Yeah, right. You're right. That 99.5% is now just straight up 110%. With a 10% variation, it could go either way.
You weren't convinced by this character's design that we were evil.
Whoa.
99.5%, yeah, but
So that's Her Majesty.
but now I am 100% in there.
Wow. I've never seen her before.
Oh.
So, like, are there normal people in this society? Were some of the people that we saw at the start, like, normal people? Do they all not care that they're just kind of sending clones in to die over and over again?
Gonna risk it to hear what she actually sounds like.
Okay. I like the attempt at diegetic music. They should probably include some of the other instruments playing.
So cool. I heard the stories, but this is just wild. That's gonna be me someday. Just you try and stop me. You guys too. You're totally making it with me.
Of course.
I guess that's a guy who got to
And you
year
know her,
10.
right?
Huh? Sure. Yeah, you bet.
Our lives came from the Queen, and we all lived for a chance to take part in the homecoming. The chance to return to the Queen's embrace. Carrying out 10 years of service fighting. That was our whole world. Nobody ever thought to question it. Until that day.
Here's another comment. This intro is too fucking long. Holy shit.
It really is. Like with the, I'm pretty sure by now the Xenoblade 1, the big twist had happened with the attack or whatever, right? Like that
I
would
mean,
be round about
not
now.
not this early, but you know, you were playing, like in Xenoblade 1, you would have been playing through that battle, not watching it as a cutscene. Like the training battle. Okay, I don't care if I'm comparing it to JRPGs. It's not good. Like, there's too much here. I can't absorb everything that the game's throwing at me. And like later on, they're gonna come back and be like, "Oh yeah, you know how all the bird people are like twice as valuable? They have twice as much soul as anybody else because of their ears. You missed that in the intro, right? But it was really important." And be like, "Oh no, I had no fucking idea."
Do you have to?
Huh?
You shouldn't be sending those guys off like that.
What? Why not?
Why are you like this, Noah? It's Agnes, our enemy.
Well, yeah.
Guy on the
they don't
right,
have an officer
was
there
he
to
sideways?
send them.
Yeah, they all bit the dust.
No, I guess
thanks
he's
to
just
us.
kneeling. Okay.
Yeah, he's
So
sitting
what?
on a rock or something.
Look, there's no
With
rule
the
not
afro.
to.
Then what? You're just gonna keep
Just-
going?
Has he even
I don't get
spoken
you,
yet?
Noah.
No.
I know we're putting our lives on the line, but still.
He doesn't
Yeah,
show in the
yeah.
fights, right?
Get
So he's
it
just
already.
tagging along.
Friend
It-
or foe.
It'll be
someone
the
has to lay
biggest
them
like
to
Chad
rest.
move if this guy is just some
Well, that is
background
my
character.
role as an officer. Right.
Is my voice that deep?
Shot at you. Wasn't trying to be anyone specific. Right. I've had about enough of all this depressing crap. Let's head back and hit the showers. I'm all gunked up with blood and sweat.
You don't look
Bye,
gunked up with
transport.
blood.
Guess we missed it again.
Oh, bollocks.
Cause she's I forget the name
Noah
of that
always does this. How many times is it we've had to walk home
race
now?
of people from Xenoblade 1, but she's one of them. Telethia? She's a Telethia.
Oh, they were in the earlier ones?
Yeah, she was in the wing people are in 1. They all get turned into monsters except for the one in your party because she's half human. No, I'm not giving a better explanation than that.
She does seem like a monster.
Oh, High Entian, that's right. And they get turned into Telethia, and the Telethia are the monsters. We're in the Everblight Plain in the Asia region. Is that not clear, Boomer?
Now, I've got a question for you, buddy.
Okay.
Do you remember what the planet was called? It said it at the
No.
beginning. Do you
No.
remember?
No.
Do
No.
you remember what team you fight for? Right, you're
No.
fighting against Agnes. Who do you remember? No.
Do you?
No, I was kind of subtly trying to get those bits of information from you there.
You were like, you know what I was talking about, like, I'm not absorbing this. I'm not absorbing this.
See, I was trying to, and I still didn't.
Okay.
Whoa, check this place out.
Well, I guess we get experience in this one for finding. Was that an extra tutorial? We gotta keep an accurate count here.
Yeah, that most certainly one is, but I don't think there was one in between here and when you put the 8th one.
Should I just count like all the I know it's a different pop-up coming up. Should I count like all this as one set going forward? Like if they just show a bunch of tutorials as one, I should count one.
Yeah, I don't think the screen would have room otherwise.
Yeah. Creational existence.
All right, let's head back to Colony 9.
I quickly leveled up. That doesn't seem to track anywhere. This place looks bad, but I think it's supposed to look bad because it was just a battlefield. So I can forgive that. Every time I get one of these tips, it's making my controllers vibrate. Oh, thank God, it's over. What is all this? Is this gonna be like a mineral?
Sorry,
Oh, okay. All the minerals and stuff
We're used to it.
are actually gonna be on the ground that you can just pick up. You don't have to do like the stupid searching animation. That's an improvement. And you don't.
That system right now already, because one of the things I hate is when you've got to pick up a bunch of stuff like this, having to have the animation of your character stop and picking it up and whatever. And like this, it just seems like a better way.
I will say that I think this is gonna be really ass really quickly, because at least in Xenoblade 2 you had to have that animation, but it would spit out like 10 things every time you did it. I just probably got like the equivalent of 2 pickups, and I had to run all the way around the stupid rock to get there.
Really?
Okay,
Well,
they
maybe
actually have a
they've
menu.
balanced it to fix that, right? Maybe they've balanced it taking to get by it. I'm not
Class
sure I like
skills?
this UI as well. This seems very... not cheap, but like as if it's like a slightly kind of mobile game-ish.
It reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. actually. I don't know if I think this is an improvement over 2 or not, because 2 was stylized well, but it was functionally really bad. Like, there were way too many submenus and stuff. It already looks like it's removed some of the crap, which I'm fine with. But
See, in this main bit here, though, it's got the people's names not in, like, order, I'm pretty sure, and that really annoys me. Like, Noah is the
oh
third
yeah,
one.
it doesn't. Yeah, you're totally right. Noah's the third. Mwamba's at least all the way on the right.
Yeah.
But I wonder, can I like?
Wait, has Lan's always been in the group? I thought it was a guy with, like, a gun that was in the group. Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's
Did
not
I just-
Mwamba. That's Mwamba. I thought this guy was Mwamba the whole time. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. No, this guy does have a gun. Mwamba has a gun.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the guy who had the gun in the opening cutscene, though.
You know, unclear. The other 2 have definitely been with us. So, and I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's- I have no idea.
Lan's kind of makes sense because it kind of feels like his weapon is like kind of gun lancy, mostly because the the shield part of it. Like that's all I remember from a gun lance. I think it's in Monster Hunter I'm getting that from. So having his name literally be Lance just seems fitting.
I guess having the upper hand doesn't guarantee your safety.
So this one small moth, can I please target the small moth right in front of me? Okay, that took a while. I like that it doesn't automatically target the thing close to you. That's a good choice.
Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
Good killing, but these are not the sort of critters I would expect to be floating around near an active battle site. I'm gonna lie.
You don't think that all these bunnies fit the area? You know,
No, not necessarily.
in Xenoblade 1, all these bunnies appear next to an area that's like, it's meat. Next to an area that's, forested and covered in trees and lakes and stuff. I feel like that was a worse area for a bunch of bunnies to show up in.
Like, I can get like maybe these guys were here before the fight, and this was a forested area that really kind of fit them. But like they should have ran away. It was a giant fight. Did you see them make a robot? Like, I'm sorry, I have had rabbits. They've run away at their own shadow.
What? It just happens. Okay. I guess that was just the sound of battle getting started.
Oh wait, who's your healer? Oh, it's the girl.
I think it's the girl, yeah. Which is odd. I didn't think she was a healer in the. I thought she had a gun.
Yeah, she has a gun. That was kind of her thing. Like, no point until now is she kind of shown any aptitude healing.
I have to use the healing circle to restore HP. Okay. Hang on, I gotta stop attacking. It's a high priority here that I use the healing circle to restore HP.
She moved one closer. One
Right.
closer. You could be attacking and.
And now I have to win. Okay. What do I get for that?
Do you auto heal after the fight? Yeah, you can auto heal.
Good.
Yeah, what the gun in there was a healing weapon, but there was like a staff person that was healing. So
Specific staff in the cutscene from the
Yeah.
one, right? Yeah.
So I just got the impression that they changed it, because they didn't show the gun people trying to heal at all. But I guess they didn't. I guess, cutscene guns are guns, but in-game guns are healing guns, obviously. That makes sense to you, right, Young?
Of course, I can't think of a better way to heal someone than to shoot them in the
Just
face.
shoot them in the face,
Yeah.
It's a magic gun. His name's Riku from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh no. What's he been doing, right? Like, we've been fighting. Why has he not been helping?
What's the matter, Riku? Did you find too much darkness? Alright, we don't have Nitro here, so you have to voice Riku in your best Dutch impression, Young. I'm sorry.
I don't know Dutch. I don't even know how a Dutchman sounds, right? Like, I don't consider anyone I know Dutch.
That's too bad. Just do your best. You don't consider anyone. Dutch. What does that mean for Nitro? What's the implication there?
Yeah. I mean, if you come across a character who I can give like a really, really bad Scottish one to, I will happily voice them.
I
But
think
is
that should be
literally
Riku,
my
frankly.
I don't think it is.
I don't know why you don't think that.
Oh, Noah, just because friends are nae worn out for battle is no excuse not to pay attention to the surroundings. How about that?
Alright, that works. Keep going.
Weast your eyes the right ear. You
An
have to do that
abandoned
one.
container. If it's been cast off like trash, is it even worth trying to salvage it?
I like that voice. Victory can make a soldier sloppy. Neglectful battlefield aftercare tasks. Cheers to the nope on rear guard. Noah and friends survive battle. Go home with bum in single piece.
So glad the rear guard kept their bums safe.
Don't friends think friends should heed advice of experienced colleague?
Guess maybe we should. Oh, so you're a badass now, eh, Riku? Maybe next time you want to join us on the front line, huh? That sound fun? Hey, Lance, go easy. Ricky's just trying to help us out here. Containers in the field. You make chance upon containers while exploring. Inside, you can find items. Item rarity. Purple, yellow, white. Okay, there's only 3 rarities. That's good. I'll take that. Let me just quickly update the tutorials text again, because we've had 2 more since the last time I updated it. Already up to 11. Good start, good start.
Yeah, it's off screen.
It's off screen, yeah. It is off screen, I fixed it. What's up, Hoovy? They released Xenoblade 3 and they didn't tell me, so now I have to play it. That's another tutorial.
that was what, like 1 step?
It's an ambush tutorial. Oh, and it's forcing me to equip things. I can't continue. Alright, select characters, equip your equipment. Got it.
Now, if JJ ends up voicing anyone, he has to voice the girl. I don't care what one he does, I just need him to break his voice.
Understandable. You want me to make him do the bee voice again? For the girl?
Oh yeah, that would be hilarious. Because we're missing out on the bee voice because of this,
yeah.
right?
Like, I think they're just the same character, personally. I'm pretty sure Uni is whatever the character name for the bee. It'd be unbelievable if they were a different character. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you don't give him Lance though. You've got Lance down perfect.
He just seems like a jackass. I bet he'll never get more like nice. Hey,
Yeah, he's always like that.
Is that a rock? Oh no, it's a person with red vertical effects. Dead. Must have snuffed it en route to Colony 9. Rough deal. You know what? You do Mwamba too. I can't be taking all these guys.
I literally have one in my wheelhouse, and it's just a bad impression of my own voice.
Can you try doing Strudel's voice?
Oh god, I can't do Kiwi. I'll
best.
maybe try like some sort of dialect from England.
Okay, okay. Give it a go.
Give me a second. I need to do it on mic so there's no proof of the terrible first attempt.
They're all dressed like Xehanorts because we're on the evil side, believe it or not, Hoopy. I know, it's crazy. We're actually absorbing all these dead people's life force and using them to create clones that can only live 10 years. And all the people that we're playing are clones that can only live 10 years. It's wild. I think even the Nopon guy is one of the clones, but I'm not 100% certain on that.
Right. Can't do English. It was terrible.
Okay.
But I do have another one I'm gonna give. Yeah, and with all that life left on the clock.
Oh, no.
I don't know what that is. It's supposed to be sultry. Probably not sultry.
Just wait a moment, would you? I ought to take care of the off-seeing.
Of course. We have time.
Literally just sounds like young but softer. I know as an officer, a soldier who helps the fallen pass on. Sending off any husk you find in the field will build affinity with the colonies they belong to. Okay. 12, 13, unlucky 13th tutorial. Oh, this is gonna be really hard. Can we hit 60 tutorials? I feel like we might at this point. Even
We can hit 60 before we get to colony 9.
It's just animation the whole time. I can't walk, by the way, while he's playing that flute. It's like...
Lovely kind of orchestral thing in the background.
The music's good.
And that's it. That literally the words out of my mouth. There. That was going to be my next one. The music isn't bad.
That's what I was hearing from people, is that the music for this game is good. It would be a shock if the music wasn't good, frankly. Like, even for Xenoblade 2, the one thing I cannot knock is the music. I thought they did a pretty excellent job. The sound design, JJ and I knocked all we wanted to. Yes, we did have a tutorial on how to access tutorials. I can confirm that one for you. To access the tutorial, to access the tutorials, you go to System and Tips. And look at that. You can see all the tutorials right here. It's wild, crazy even. It's a new artist tag. You can give people who make emotes for your channel both just attribution for the individual emote and just attribution as an artist overall. There's like a limit on how many people you can tag as artists. I think it's like 5.
5, yeah.
But you know, I think that's a good touch. Okay, Young, does it bother you that like the circle for attack off is red?
Yes.
Like,
it should be green.
I keep
blue?
Anything else, I keep like walking out of it. It's like, oh, there's a red circle. That's probably like an AoE attack I should avoid.
Although I will say this, obviously you're kind of colorblind, so it's a little bit more orange than red.
Okay.
But it's
okay,
like
that's fair, I guess. But
it's still
also,
like that is also the color of Wonder level thing. And see the health bar at the top?
Yeah.
It's also red, kind of red. It goes from red to orange. So even that isn't a good defense of why they've made it an orange one, because it's still like on the enemy sort of scale of color there, when you're clearly like blue and green.
What is that supposed to be? Like when I start combat, there's like red particles that sometimes like pop up from my character's head. Is it just telling me that I'm in combat? Like that. What is that? What's it doing? Is that it? But like no, there's a red thing like attaching to me telling me that I'm being targeted. Maybe maybe it is just AoE switching to me? I don't think I need the fucking time to slow down for it to tell me that though.
Getting that attack up one.
Yeah. Stand in this circle.
Yeah, but till like halfway through the game, and it also has those that are like explosions from like mechs or something, and you go to stand in it thinking it's a attack up.
It's gonna happen. That's the worst part. Like we all know that's gonna happen. It was actually I don't know if you ever played like Call of Duty like Modern Warfare games, but that was probably the worst I ever had it in terms of color blindness. The red and the green they use on the mini map for like player like allies versus enemies look the exact same to me. So in like Modern Warfare 2, for example, people would get Harriers all the time. That's like that was like a 5 or a 7 kill streak or whatever. I could not tell you if it was an ally or an enemy attack coming in. I just had to dodge everything. it like
JJ's here.
Oh, what's up, JJ?
Yeah,
you should stop working. Sorry, apparently they released the game like a week ago. You should have told me. Arrow icon listed as above the arts shows the addition of the player character. Okay. Oh, that's a useful addition. Yeah, okay, so that arrow on top, right above where ground beat is, tells me if I'm actually to the side or something. Because it was really unclear in previous games sometimes whether or not you actually met the requirement for, like, being to the side or behind. That's a really good addition.
Oh, yeah, I quite like that.
Gotta get in the attack up circle. So if I jump out of the attack up circle, does the attack's animation, does it still count? That's my question.
I would assume so. That one you did like 460 odd, and you you do it 300 with that.
Did that do the extra damage? I assume it did.
I wish we could have avoided that.
You heard about the release? Okay, so in my defense, they originally announced the release date. I want to play Twilight Imperium. I'm trying to bully Shadow into doing it. You can also ask Baron and Fan. They like to play it. So in my defense, for not knowing that the game released, when they originally announced the game back in like March or February, they said September 14th is the release date. They gave an actual date, right? And so, okay, I'll check in September and see if it got delayed or not. Apparently in April, they just announced, oh yeah, by the way, we're actually we're releasing this game in July instead. We're actually so confident in this game that
Will you do the honors?
that we're releasing it early.
You don't get that often.
No, I've never heard of that ever happening before. When does a release date get moved up? I didn't even think to
I
check.
can count in one hand, yeah. That means it's good though, right?
Surely. It's not been bad
At least
so far.
at least finished.
It's not been bad so far. Much as I've been ragging on some parts of it. It's fine. Not bad.
Definitely not bad.
It's I think certain yards after one of those so that's just the break topple stuff. Yeah, okay. Well, I literally already did that. Are you gonna use your things? Perfect, great. Good job, everyone.
Look at the giant finger that was pointing to the circle and with the star in the centre.
The giant. Say again?
There was a giant blue finger pointing to, I think it's the timer for them being dazed. It was like this giant comedic.
That was
up
probably just part of the tutorial.
Tutorial, right?
Yeah.
Like, did I
Believe
miss
it or
that
not,
another time?
I did not notice the giant comically large finger, so apparently they didn't make it big enough.
It literally has one job. It was straight up like bigger than the Days circle.
Yeah. I don't know, C Fusion, because like Xenoblade 2 was released and it had all kinds of problems that still persist with like frame rate, and the frame rate especially in the game is like not very solid. And that's one thing I cannot say about this one so far. It looked better than 2, and the frame rate and everything is steady. Game runs great. So I feel like they actually polished this to the point where they thought it was good and released it. Yeah, that you get to the last 10 hours and it just all falls apart. It's entirely possible. And, like, it's a Switch game, so I don't expect it to actually even hold at 30, frankly. The Switch is comically underpowered for games released today. Even managing to put like things like Breath of the Wild on it is impressive.
Always a welcome sight.
So is this the same Colony 9 as from Xenoblade 1? It looks kinda similar. And
Was it 9 you started in 1? Was it not like 15?
No, you started in 9.
Oh, was it?
There's Colony 9 and Colony 7, if memory serves, are the ones that you actually visit. There are others, supposedly in lore, but you never go to them. Yeah, I imagine they do something similar here to achieve these draw distances. So what's the... Is that a unique wool bonnet? How is it sparkling? Why is it sparkling? You see that?
Here we go,
I
guys.
think so. You're not just you're going crazy.
You never know. Oh, he doesn't see me. Get him.
Oh, you stabbed him.
No
A bunny
special.
that's holding a club in its tail?
Yes, they have that has been the classic wood bunnet design since Xenoblade 1. They get clubs that they bash you with.
How are
I
they
kinda
not
like
the
it.
dominant freaking predator of the area?
That's unclear. I mean, they know how to use tools. It's only a matter of time before they develop into sentience and you start seeing bunny-eared people walking around. So maybe the people of this world recognize what a horrible reality that would be and just hunt them all for sport. Will they be streaming in an hour and a half? I might be. I intend to keep going until I fall asleep. I played like an hour of DDR today, not thinking I would really have anything to do in the evening, so...
I hope we can make use of this.
Have you played Elden Ring? Have you played Elden Ring at all? Yeah, Hobie, or will it be your first time playing it on stream?
Elden Ring, is that his name? Oh, we thought it was Elden Ring.
Yeah, I thought it was Elden Ring too, but I learned a couple days ago that I'd been mispronouncing it for like months, actually. It makes sense as to why I could never find it in... Okay, so I guess we'll find more colonies in this one. Makes sense as to why I could never find any information or videos about it online either. It just nothing came up when I searched Elden Ring.
See, I searched Elden's Ring, and it gave me very different results.
Oh really? See, yeah,
yeah.
I wonder if that would change if I turned safe search off on Google.
I wouldn't recommend it. It was pretty horrifying. Also, why is there so many pictures of it online? You know.
It was that bad, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, there's nothing behind the waterfall. Worst game, 10 out of 10. It's like how I'm clearly at like the edge of what the game considers quality 9 or not, so it keeps like cutting out and cutting in the music for the quality.
Come on, Hobie, stop being so vulgar and crass. You're bringing down the maturity of this stream here as we run around with our Scottish bunny pervert and weird bird-eared lady.
Rebound the button for zooming in and out of the camera. I can play in first person. Alright, clearly.
Please don't. Please don't.
Let me fire up the Draken music and we can pretend. Kind of weird. They bump between like atmospheric sort of music, and like the colony music seemed really bombastic. It's a little bit jarring.
Can't wait for all that stuff you're collecting to be like absolutely no use.
This
It's
is-
not actually.
It's the worst part is that I feel compelled to collect everything that I see. This is what I was talking about, where I'm like, this is gonna get old real fast, so that they decided to change it to this system. Doing Elden's ring gives you Nazi rings? Oh no. Yeah, it's...
Oh yeah, I get what you mean about the bombastic music.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's no echo from me. I have put it up to like so I can actually hear it.
Nothing that I can hear. Ah, made it back at last. What a hike.
Such a long walking stuff on wee leg or on wee Riku legs. Riku totally shattered. I'm not saying poop. I refuse to say poop.
Thank you for keeping your safe search filter on, Young. It was a massive battle, but we don't seem to have taken too many injuries, fortunately. Yeah, well, I guess that's the upside of going against a no-rank, low-mark colony like that. On the flip side, we didn't manage to fill up the flame clock all that much. The fucking flame
I 100% read flame call.
So did I. I had to reread it before I said the line. It's all for the best. At least we didn't have to fill the flame cock. I agree, and I think we should be right on the way for the time being.
Talking out here just waste time. How about friends moved chatter into the baths. Wink, wink.
We're already getting the bath scene. The good thing.
Already getting the bath. That is almost exactly on like the hour mark as well. If you give like the 6 minutes for the preparation and all that.
Yeah. We're trying to fill up the flaming cock. That's right. The flame clock. The flame clock. The flame cock shows the amount of life's flames harvested from defeated enemies. The amount of flame will decrease as time passes. Your character's stats will increase as the flame cock gauge fills up, so try and keep the gauge filled up as much as possible to maintain the stat increases. If you see a star by a character's name, it means they have something new to say. Talking to a person first time will also increase your affinity with the colony. Wow, amazing. System unlocked, the flame cock. Yeah, I know. Go ahead, Young.
The game literally is like, right, you need to genocide as many people as possible.
Yeah.
It's literally a mechanic of the game.
Special forces are getting back late. I'm not reading these, by the way. I'm just talking to them to get the points or whatever, just in case they actually matter in this game. Yeah, you can build a social network. You can build a social network in Xenoblade 2 as well. I just ignored it because it's a waste of time.
Is that naked pon things? What the hell are they
naked,
called?
naked guy. They're called Nopons.
Nopons, right, there we go. I'm gonna call them pons from now on.
We better get naked Pons.
We just did, we got 2 of them.
Did we?
Yeah.
Really progressive society here. I guess when you fill up the flame cock
Say,
all day, you just really don't really care
You
about
know how you became an officer?
being
Normal
naked
cock?
people
Yeah.
anymore, yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
No, he just fucking dies,
Does
okay?
it still hurt?
I guess that answers one of our questions.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm totally over it, but I'm getting there.
I'm sure he'll be back as a
I've served.
overpowered
yeah,
Batty
so
that's
many
come
of
to
our
the enemy's team.
I'm 100% sure he's not actually dead.
Both for me and those sent on. Anyway, worry about him.
If by no midriff. That's some very well positioned steam.
Poor guy. Pushes himself too hard.
And I feel like manufacturing
do?
clones with genitals would be a waste of time.
It's
to be
been like
honest
this
with
for
you.
ages.
Yeah, right. Like it's literally the whole point is like you don't need them to have genitals, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can just make more
He
clones.
never got to apologize, so you know.
You guys talking about the battle? Don't worry about the bonus points, because I'll have nabbed them all.
The snuff you on about? I'll have you know I clocked up a fair bit more.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm the one who took the heavy off its hinges. They give you loads of points.
Ooh, big deal. If that heel had come a few seconds later, you'd be sleeping in the dirt.
Yeah, no, that was part of the plan.
I just want to see a good
Yeah,
view.
he's like,
I just felt
please
like
fuck
giving you
off.
the credit, but don't worry, you can thank me later.
Huh? You're a right muppet, Lance.
All right then, off to bed with me.
Yeah, all that walking's really done a number on me.
I'm sorry.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, Heldon, we're already filling up the flame cock here. It really can't. It really can't get any worse.
Maintenance on our gear before I kick.
Look, I think it looks like our flame cock is about at 11 o'clock right now. That's I think that's pretty good. Colony 9's Coronis won't be able to move. Oh no, they lost. Apparently we've lost to the Sigma colony, Young. I don't know if you read that one. But
Yeah. Oh no.
that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. music cues in my Japanese game? That's not
Metascore is 89.
good. I did know that. I did know that. I'm gonna hit the sec, maybe? Number 10? Yes. I think that's higher than Xenoblade 2's Metascore, which is, you know, encouraging. I still don't know what's happening. Me either. We're trying to kill the other colonies of people, to suck up their life force and use them to make more clones, which can kill more people and get more life force.
An
Don't
emergency
think about
assembly.
it too hard.
It's the crack of dawn, guys.
I'm kind of surprised they
Why?
woke up to this alarm. It's not very loud.
No idea.
I didn't even know there was an alarm going on.
I know.
I
You
have
can
the I have
barely hear it.
down pretty low, pretty low.
To get to the assembly point, we got to run through the Pharaonis interior.
I think
Yeah, you
no one
literally
knows
can't
that.
hear it over the music. The music completely drowns it out. it's pretty good. You know, it's a wonder they can get anything accomplished with all this music, actually. It's completely deafening.
Let's use this.
Oh, they actually bothered to make the guy's hands actually touch the ladder in the climbing animation. Holy shit. That legitimately impresses me. I never thought I'd see that in like a JRPG. Like, that's the level of polish that was missing in that opening battle when that stupid robot was clipping through everything.
What's inside?
Those don't look silver. I can't be the only one thinking that those coins were clearly gold.
Oh god. Okay, please let me off that small hill. Do you take fall damage?
Your fall damage?
Yes.
No.
But not very much, so it seems like you can fall pretty far. Will I be able to hear the No? Alarm's gone?
Remind me, what are we lining up for here?
Royal decree from the
What
castle.
does it take up to that
Saying
ledge
enemy
without
armored
that big
units
machine
approaching
there?
this area. Come on,
I
man.
think that's what the
I just
machine
got
is
to
for.
Sleep and everything.
Is the machine not for fighting?
fault for
When it's
staying
all
up
fighting, how did they get up here?
What?
fault was
Did
it
you
I
hear
couldn't
that guy's
sleep?
voice?
I was
asked
talking
you
over
to do
it.
the maintenance on my power frame, but you totally
Does it
messed up my
sound like a
settings.
Scottish man?
Ah, that probably different frame. Riku is
No,
popular
it does
guy
not.
one, crushed by weight of fans asking to do favors. Sometimes mix up orders. Meh, if configs bamboozle, why not fix by self?
I think that's just
That's
basically
why I
yeah.
didn't get any sleep,
That is
Furball.
not at all what
I'm
I
here to
expected
announce
him to
today's
sound
mission.
like.
Yeah, no. I prefer the Scottish.
You have one target. It's currently on course for the suppression area here. Judging from the mass, it's expected to be large in size. And based on its speed, we estimate it will reach the Alfeto Valley at 0100 hours. Notably, the target's emitting a considerable amount of ether energy. As for your mission, deploy at the canyon by the designated time. Investigate and destroy the source of ether.
Commander, one question.
Go.
About this target. Can we assume it's from Agnes?
We don't know. We haven't been able to confirm, but it seems that they're also gunning for it. This would suggest it should be seen as part of a different enemy force. Combat with Agnian troops in the area is also expected. Details will be sent to your Iris after deployment. Clear? You are to remain vigilant throughout the operation. Dismissed.
That doesn't seem like a good guy salute. That's all I'm saying.
Doing a salute like that just kind of seems like a natural bad guy action.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd better start planning to move out too. Noah, mate, you want to go to the commissary, do some equipment shopping? Gotta get him togged out with something a bit more solid, yeah? Make him a bit less squishy. You're Mwamba.
You
still
should
Mwamba.
be flush with cash. Since we just got reward for the Colony Sigma job, right? I'll show you some top-notch accessories.
Would do worse than taking a bit advice from a battle-worn hard case like Mwamba, huh? Cheers, Moamba.
Then we go to the commissary.
You know what, Young? Do you want to try and imitate the Riku voice actor?
I've already forgotten what he sounded like. I wish I could.
If you listen to him again. Anyway, Camilla's taking. Fuck it, I don't care. Camilla's doing the distribution. We're going to go prep. We already commented, at least I commented, Vokron, on how the characters' swords seem much too valuable to be given to expendable clones. But that is what they're doing. Why to give active quests? Okay. Yeah, I can't see anything bad happening to Riku.
I can see why the short Scottish one is Helm's favourite. Seems very, very on par for him.
Heals on his several.
No, move those chocolates.
That was 2 more tutorials. We really might get to 60 tutorials by the end of this. It's the frame maintenance going. Yeah. It's unslept. Our frames are in tip-top shape. Okay. This temple already. No, kitted out. Here we go. Okay, we have to do some shopping. Does this count? This counts as a tutorial. This counts as a tutorial.
Yeah.
It's +1. It's literally forcing me to do this. It's 21. I did not think I would have to update this often. I don't know why I thought that. Okay, I think can I buy something else and have it count? How much money do I have? I only have 1,000, so I should probably just buy this thing.
It's that giant blue finger again.
Nothing. We have not lost in the cutscene yet. Yeah, no need for that one yet.
But we actually won in the cutscene as well.
Nice. Should make our job a bit easier at least. Ah, yeah. Hurry up and put it on already. Yeah, I'm on it. Nope, 22. Equip accessories. That's the second time it tutorialed me for how to equip accessories.
Maybe you weren't paying attention the first time.
Maybe it wasn't clear enough. Oh, did you know that you had to equip accessories? It's literally the second time it's done this. Switch characters? No, I have to unequip the attack stone and equip the bronze temple guard. Thank you. Very cool. Okay, I feel tougher already. Wow, that's the mark of a good piece of gear. Young.
Oh, the commissary is packed with useful bits and bobs for that. You'll want to buy every now and then. Anything to get an extra edge in the fight against Agnes, right? If we show consistent results, the colony might be promoted too.
Wow, fantastic. Promotion of the colony.
That'll improve the quality of the equipment on over here as well. It's slowly getting more and more Scottish again. I apologise.
No, you're doing your best. You're doing your best.
I try and stamp it down as best I can, but I have one thing in my wheelhouse.
We'll do our best to make it happen. Thanks, Obama. Alright, so we're all geared up, then let's go over to the plaza. It's Xenoblade show. You know, it's Xenoblade. It's something like that, yeah. I'm old. That guy might actually be a character. Boy, Noah, what's the holdup? We going or not? Sorry, it's just... look troubled somehow.
I can't believe you robbed me of that voice line.
My bad. Oh, Spark's sake. You're gonna put on your goody two-shoes cap now. There, I can do Scottish too.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah, fine. Let's see what's up then.
I actually really liked your voice for Lance. It was somewhat fitting.
Quest will have a quest will update when you've made progress on it. Wow, no kidding. Thanks.
Did they really just tutorialize that for you?
Yes.
They must really not think much of the kind of average IQ of the person playing their games, right?
We have the resources to plan against Call Me Sigma, get the stuff easily enough. Please tell me I already have all the stuff that I need. Please. I picked up so many supplies. Chewy radishes, placellas, rad fish meat. Come on, I've... Collectopedia card tab to see what they need. Okay. I guess this is the tutorial too. Yeah, Boomer made that emote. I like it a lot, Spengler. You know what it's from. So are you talking about Persona Strikers? So you can check different types of quests. In quests, you can check quests. Wow, no kidding. Really don't have these already? Really? Okay. You can't hear me, or do I need to turn down the game audio? I can do that. That's not hard. No, Persona Strikers is a Persona Dynasty Warriors game. I don't personally think it's very good, but I don't think Dynasty Warriors is very good. So if you like Dynasty Warriors, you'd probably enjoy it. Okay, it's just telling me all the stuff that is. I'll find it eventually. Warriors and you don't like Persona. Well, it's probably not the game for you then. Yes, the collectibles, the things that I've been collecting.
You don't have any of them?
No, I don't have any of them. You know, somehow, in all that shit I picked up, I managed to miss all the chewy radishes and the rich fish meat. I probably got regular fish meat, though. Unlucky. These guys to get the points, whatever it is. Is that new? No, that's not new. Okay. It's just, like, also yellow. Can I get rid of this? Is it Y to hide? Yeah, Y to hide.
Why are you collecting this crap?
The guy needs supplies for something. I didn't read it all that clearly. It's a fetch quest. I didn't think it mattered. Oh, you can like... Wow, look at this. Swimming in a video game. Imagine.
What is that on that freaking fish's head? I don't want to say what it looks like.
Kinda just like... I mean, it's a horn.
The horns are normally horny. That seems more bulbous.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's sitting there. We got a... Oh, it disappeared. Here, I'll see if I can get us a good view of this one. Come on, fishman.
Oh,
This is really hard to control, by the way. I cannot figure out what's going on. Please start attacking. Oh god, there's like, you can see the sword.
You guys, these hands though, it's just a floating sword.
In one sense, I'm impressed that they actually animated the sword, but alright, give me all that fish meat. Okay, I definitely explored these areas. It just didn't spawn these collectibles before. That's fine.
It's not a collectibles you're thinking, it's the falls from the dead animals, and you didn't kill either of those two.
I didn't kill any of those piranhas. That's fair. But I was definitely up here before. Like,
maybe these ones. I don't think the piranhas were there before. I think all this has spawned in since.
Yeah, the piranhas might have spawned in just now, but these definitely just spawned in. These definitely just were not there, and I have to backtrack for them. That's okay. Okay, so why do these things glow? Like, the things that I actually want tutorialized, the game's not telling me. I was gonna do it after I figured out what that guy was doing, but 26.
We just had to persevere.
Yeah, I agree, Doc. I don't hate the water combat either. I don't know how it feels.
It feels fine.
It's okay.
Yeah, it works. I can't remember. No, there wasn't water combat in Xenoblade 2. You could use water to cheese combat. And if you entered water, everything would on-aggro from you. Because I'm pretty sure that's how it works. You get him? Yeah, the one I was beating on died second. That's,
It looks like the shiny one gives you a lot more items.
yeah, maybe that's just it. Does he want me to come here for it?
Is that
Just the chest? Oh, let me kill this thing first, I guess. I mean, it's shiny. It's got to be worth it, right?
You have to capture them with Pokemon.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe there's a Pokemon capture system in this. That would be just fantastic. I would love it if I was actually playing Final Fantasy 13 too. Because the thing I loved most about that game was the Pokemon capture system for the third-party member.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. That was terrible.
Did you play 13 too? I actually really liked 13 too. I did not like that mechanic though.
When's the battle happen? Finders keepers.
I only played the. It's 13 the one that's got 13 and the second part?
13 has 13-2 and Lightning Returns
It's got
as
like
well.
3 of them.
Yeah, it's got 3 games. 13 itself is horrible. Lightning Returns looks really bad. 13-2 somehow ended up being kind of good.
They're from Colony 9. Noah, will you do the honors?
I've only played 13 and it was terrible. I hated the kind of linear down this kind of path kind of sort of gameplay.
Yeah. They took like the base gameplay of 13 and made it actually kind of fun in 13-2 and like made the world not so shitty and where you could actually like explore things that weren't just linear corridors. It's crazy what that does for the enjoyment of the game. And then they tossed that all in the bin in Black Kiwi, Dark Grape. I'm sensing a theme with these fruits. Yeah, you definitely picked wrong. I don't know if I would recommend any Final Fantasy game to try, honestly, but at least not in the modern day. I don't know, would you recommend any of them, Young?
7? The original 7 still plays okay. As long as you can get past the kind of goofiness of the characters now, because the models just kind of don't really hold up. But the writing's still okay, the gameplay is still pretty fun. I like the mechanics. I love 10. I am an unabashed 10 lover, and my favourite one is 12 though, and 12 is one that people just like tend to have very different views on, or very vocal about either liking it or not liking it, but I loved it.
12 is my personal favorite. I think the easiest ones to recommend, Boomer's probably right, 6 and 4. The remake of 4, I think, is pretty good, the DS one.
The game before 7, and also don't get near 8. 8's terrible. It's the worst thing that's ever happened.
It's not as bad as 13, but it's bad.
But yeah, I would maybe I'll cut back one to that. 9 apparently was very good. I've only watched Rusty play it, and it seemed okay. The characters were likeable. It does feature a monkey-tailed protagonist, which kind of weird. Don't know why it needs that, but
I mean, that was just kind of a thing in like the 90s to 2000s, like just having sort of like anthropomorphized characters.
Unfortunately, of course, that hasn't been that.
Just need so everyone can check in. Give you an example. I'm looking for fortune clovers. Sorry, I'm not voicing this because I don't think it's important. everything. Check up on me. I think somehow I feel like Moamba might die.
I am also thinking that as well.
Of all the characters here, he seems the most like generically designed, and he's getting like the least development, so it really wouldn't shock me. The other three seem like a main trio of 3 people, but like Riku feels like he's getting more development than Moamba is. So
yeah, like I've had more lines for Riku than I have Moamba. Also, the 2 of them, that the kind of grey kind of tint to their faces or whatever the hell that's supposed to be. It's kind of weird that both of them have it. Like obviously your main character's unique, your weird ear lady's unique. Then you would expect there to be like 2 either more unique ones or like one of them human, because that's kind of the normal go-to. I'm pretty sure it was like that in the first one as well, was it not? Or the second? Yeah, no, the first one it was two normal people are kind of running around, two kind of white dudes.
yeah, it's just Ryan and Shulk, and then there's Fiora, but she dies at the start. Is like the sort of the twist that game goes with. Okay, but what do I actually want? No, it's gonna force me to leave. It's literally forcing me to close the menu. Will not let me adjust anything else until I reopen the menu.
The feeling in a triangle and how outside wasn't foreshadowing at all.
Let him have the attack stone. You can have damage to aerial life. Feels so useless. This guy I think is a tank or tank-like, so I'll give him the HP damage, probably? HP or block rate? Oh yeah, that's just 20%, so it only gives him plus 5%. That's actually not very good. So I'll give him max HP. Oh, and he just starts with a feather band, I guess. Okay, sure. Man, I wonder if him being rank 10 at the start is a sign of anything young. Do you think he might not be sticking around?
I think he's in like his 9th term or something. It said on
Did it say that?
For him. I remember I've kind of watched something else as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he might not be around for all that long. I also know that there is. I'm not going to say who it is, but I know there's returning characters from 2.
Yeah. I mean, I've been mostly unspoiled on this, but JJ spoiled me a little bit.
Yeah, because he's a bad friend. He's a bad person.
Move up to iron rank. What are we right now? Fucking bronze rank?
Yeah, nothing better than unburdening yourself.
Like dog shit rank? What's below iron?
I mean, remember you did lose to that other team in the beginning.
It's true.
He's just 2 terms from retirement.
Retirement being getting executed and turned into energy. Destination mission says Alfredo Valley. It's still a ways away from here, though. It's a tough track for Labinas. You sure how your ether cylinders are gonna last? With these new Labinuses. Should be just dandy. Oh, these are kind of cool looking. I guess these are the Labinuses. Oh, okay, cutscene.
Oh. What's the attack? Fredo Valley. Yeah, those aren't evil guys at all. In fact, those look like the ones that kill everyone in the first game.
They 100% are modeled after that, yeah. The first thing I saw was the big, like, thing that we were fighting with in the intro cutscene. I'm like, oh, that's just Metal Face from the first game.
Our rank.
Oh yeah, the one that actually kills that girl?
Yeah.
Talking about
No, we're
colony
copper.
ranks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we did win big yesterday.
I was
It'll
gonna
only be a
say
matter of
that.
time before we make iron. That'll be it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Uh-huh. Looks like they're rolling out silver rank for this operation.
Silver rank?
What
would
this
they
guy?
be doing here?
I love him.
Can't complain about their help, though. We're
I
moving
got a
out.
question, right?
Yep.
Wait
The
formation until point D.
the guy who got
Don't
executed
fall
in front
behind.
of everyone and turned into energy, he, like, they all seem to like graduate in groups. Was he the only one from his year that survived?
I guess so. I mean, I guess that has to be the implication, right? Like they followed that, like, just before they showed him doing that, they were like, oh yeah, very few people make it to graduation, which makes sense if, like, these people are literally just born to fight each other. Hey, what's up? I'm getting a call from Rold? Oh, it's because it has 2 different colored eyes. I didn't notice that before now. Hey, Noah, sorry to be a pain in the bum, but I was wondering if you could mind doing me one more huge favor. Sure, no problem at all. What's the trouble? It's just, I happened to skim over everyone's Collectopedia cards earlier, and, well, it looks like a bunch of people are still a bit behind on the preparations for the big mission. If you happen on anything that could use while you're out and about, would you mind throwing it to them using the cards? I hear you loud and clear. Well, when we find the materials, we register them in the cards. That's right, same as always. Sorry, and thanks again. Just like sticking his beak in his business. Yeah, he does. There's rewards on it. On to Alfredo Valley. All very important dialogue.
This is where I would expect to see the freaking bunnies.
Yeah, the stuff that doesn't look like a scorched battlefield and probably shouldn't have bunnies walking around it. Yeah, odd. Okay, the monsters are split into 4 categories: normal, unique, normal, elite, unique, and lucky. Normal are just normal. Elites are sure. Unique are just a different color, that same icon, like a red icon, very challenging. And lucky just has better rewards. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about
Which
that.
we knew, right? We figured that out together.
So I should pay it. Okay, this is neat. Okay, that's one more tutorial by the count. We counting that all as one because it was delivered all at once, even though it was like 3 different tutorials. Don't worry, we're still at 28, even with that stipulation having to be added. So.
Yep.
Here we go,
And
guys.
we added it fairly early, right? It's not like we added it right at the end here. Oh, is that one of the elite ones?
Yeah, this is a elite enemy. Yeah, it's not unique. This is just an elite one. So I guess it won't be that hard.
Chunky bunny.
Yeah, it's a large boy.
This guy clearly eats his veggies.
You think so? I mean, with that giant club, I think he's eating more than just veggies. Something tells me. You know, that attack up circle just kind of being put wherever is, like, really useless. Can I, like, force them all to come fight the same guy that I'm hitting somehow? Are they fighting the same guy? So here I'm just trying to put days on it, because if there are, like, better things that I can do, I haven't learned what they are yet in terms of combos. I think days is the end of the combo that I can do. At least until the game tells me otherwise. Yeah, Lands, I think it's supposed to be tanking the hits though, so that's not that surprising. I'm only concerned if he never gets healed by the healer person. And if he doesn't, then I really need to check her skills and make sure that she actually has healing skills equipped.
She does. She was healing him. She healed him for 110.
Yeah,
I noticed,
what is that?
but it don't really do much.
Rank? Was that a level or a rank up?
Yeah, there you go. She healed him again. But he'd probably be dead right now.
Okay, so he just put down like an AoE healing thing, I think. Yeah, he's like healing slightly over time. But it's like barely enough to even keep him at 100%. Miss. Sure, okay.
Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
Just like these guys are fighting. Oh, our giant robot is is losing
Some bunnies.
to some bunnies. So you know what I was talking about? Where I was saying the bunny, that bunny beat the giant robot right there. Oh, I can't. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, was it gonna let me assist the wood bunnies? If it did, that would have been really funny.
I do kind of like this as well. I do love games where you get to help allies, like NPC allies.
And this game does seem like there's gonna be like multiple factions that you can decide if you want to help out or not. So this will probably be a cool mechanic builder. I like this.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff.
Is JHK? Dead, I think. Okay. Wonder if you lose standing with like a colony if there were two colonies fighting each other. I'd have to assume so. But what was I gonna do?
A unique bunny.
Yeah, I want to check her healing skills first and his tanking skills because
He was getting slapped by a bunny
he was getting
pretty heavily, yeah.
around. This one's definitely tempting to equip because it means that he won't get targeted by things. Sword Strike is a must because I need to be able to break. This is better DPS than this back attack overall, I think. Yeah, it's 230 every 11 seconds versus what's like 125%? Basically 400% every 25. I think this is actually slightly better, so I'll unequip this and re-equip the AoE because I think the variety there is more helpful. Then what do you have for skills? Okay, that's not quite what I mean. You have Daze, which I want. You have a Power Ring, which I really question whether or not this is useful. But your other things...
Well, that's the attack up, right?
Yeah, this is better. This is I just want her to have more healing. Yeah. Like, this is a healing skill, this is also a healing skill. Yeah. That's just better. Start your own ludonarrative dissonance counter. Yeah, that's JJ's job to keep track of. I can only do so many things here. What do you have for arts? You have Vol Rush, which topples. I want you to have that. Extra aggro, extra aggro. AoE, one target, what's variable? Blocks attacks, reduces damage taken. So it's definitely a thought to give him an extra, like, damage reduction skill and see what happens. Is this a... Is this stance? I'm gonna give the AI this and see if it works. I'm not even bothering to check the other guy. I think you can figure out why.
Yeah, he's probably not long for that one.
This music's good. Oh no, I staggered another bunny.
Something that we were saying earlier was really like the combat music, and I've got to agree. You know how I feel about music in games. Like,
it really does a lot. Like, I think a large part of the reason why people liked 2 is because the music is good. Okay, there's got to be a way I can tell my allies to all attack the same person, right? There was a way to do that in... Like every ally seems to be attacking someone else, and that's really not good for us. Lance is gonna die. I guess I'll get the tutorial for what happens when my ally dies.
Maybe even the game over one.
Well, maybe, yeah.
No, we can do
my
it
ally's
yourself,
dead.
man.
Can I revive him? No.
Oh, she can though.
She can revive us? Maybe, yeah, maybe she's the only one able to. I'm gonna see if I can run away. What's the run away? Hold A to sheath. All right. Good job, everyone. We're doing well here. Right, now that I've killed 2 of the bunnies guarding the big unique enemy,
Hey, that's not your everyday chump.
go try again. Where did it go? Oh, okay. It just teleported into existence, huh? Okay, I think the big bunny thing is toppling my my tank, which is why I'm getting so fucked up by it.
Yeah, it was too late from the
Oh,
back.
the healer died. How was the healer getting?
Which hitting her? Yeah, like,
How did she draw aggro? Can I revive her?
any more of your characters have the ability to have healing spells?
Oh, she's the only one that can heal as far as I can tell. So I think you can only revive if you can heal. That's definitely an interesting change. I know that does extra damage when the enemy is dazed. It doesn't actually daze itself. Okay. Well, I definitely can't win without healing, so I'm just gonna back off. Just let her get back up. I don't know what happened. Like, why wasn't my tank drawing aggro? How the heck did the healer draw aggro?
The thing is, he was, but I think he was only aggroing one, and maybe the little guy was getting an attack on the healer, while the big guy was stunning your tank.
This'll be a challenge. Don't lose focus.
Get around this guy.
He should be good now, right?
I think I should be. I mean, we'll see if I really need to think this over more. What does ludonarrative dissonance mean? It's like when an action in the game just like poop on me. When like an action in the game or that's happening in the story is totally disconnected from what you're actually doing. Like, I like a win in game, lose in cutscene is an example of it, because like I could beat the crap out of this bunny, and then if there's some cutscene that happens after I've reduced the bunny's HP to 0, where all my characters are like, oh, that was such a hard battle, I don't know how we're gonna win, we gotta like, and they all just look beat off, and then you lose after you beating it. That's ludonarrative dissonance, right? Okay, yeah, we're losing again, because this other rabbit is drawing my character's aggro. That's good. Yeah, I just don't seem to have enough healing for this.
No, she healed 5,000.
Oh.
So yeah, still healing
did.
again.
Yep, so she did. How did that
Or
happen?
it might have been killing the lucky one that gave you like a full
Oh, maybe.
heal.
If it was, that's kind of a scuffed way to win this. But I guess I'll take it. Yeah,
Well,
I keep
it's not safe here.
drawing aggro. I need to like back off and stop using my arts for a while.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a level up pizza.
Oh. I ain't healing. I'm like actually gonna die. I'm terrified to attack it and draw aggro.
The healer is an idiot. Keeps on standing right next to the lands dude, and
Come on,
he
topple it. Oh, now you do it.
Like, does a game have ads on the couch? I think it's kind of like that was its thing, right? And,
Yeah, no,
and one,
that's been consistent in all the Xenoblade games. That it plays sort of like an MMO, like a single player MMO with aggro and everything.
Yep, the ghosts of the enemies you've already killed. I love that.
That's an oral sense enhancer. Young, you could have used that. Why didn't we kill this bunny sooner? like 300s at the start. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's most JRPGs for you. It could start in like the single digits, but
More friends lost.
this is a different. This is like a full cutscene for this. I'm not used for the other people that I found randomly. It stayed with me like nominally having control of my character.
But the scenery wasn't this good.
I guess so. I guess that's why they were doing. Yeah, that literally just seems to be why they were doing that. That doesn't seem to have affected anything. Okay. Some fragrant grass probably smells like dead bodies. So what am I doing right now exactly?
You're supposed to be going to set the ambush for the unidentified flying object.
That sounds reasonable. Thanks, Young. I clearly am not paying enough attention to this game's story.
I've got you, bud.
Time to kill some more crustips. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, my like camera just bugged out and kept scrolling to the left well after I stopped telling it to do that. Can't tell if giving him that block ability is actually helping or not.
Can you switch to other characters yet? Or?
I'm not sure. I can try. I'll go into the menu after this and see if it does. It hasn't given me the tutorial for it, so it's really unclear.
I wish we could have avoided that.
So, when's the battle happening?
It's good to keep a record.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no. If there's a way to change the character, I did not see it there. If I walk into this like very fast flowing, no, okay.
Do we fight?
But they also take the EOE from being in the circle because they're next to the guy who's being attacked all the time, which was killing her. Like the rain guy wasn't doing any damage.
You're gonna have to say this again. I can barely understand you. It sounds like you're kind of far from your microphone or something.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna talk to you. Vim was saying that the healer is using the tank blue circle to reduce the damage you take.
Okay.
But if she wasn't in the blue circle, she wouldn't be taking damage.
That's also true. Yeah, because the tank is taking aggro, which tanks the AoE attacks. That feels like interesting AI design. Killing the random enemies here doesn't really feel worth it, so unless I start seeing things that are like well above level 6 or unique enemies.
What's that?
It's what?
I wonder how that blue bar is going to come into it. See the flame cock?
Yeah. It's not moved.
Yeah,
I was expecting it to
thinking.
change. I wonder if killing the random wildlife doesn't affect it for some reason. Paste bean instead of bean paste. Okay. Be a bit odd that they're growing beans, straight into paste right away, but
I'll eat 4.
Here we go, guys.
Let's give him the usual, Noah.
Okay, this is good music.
Smooth
Was this the
as
same
always,
music
Noah.
Oh, I think this is different.
I think we've had that one before.
I was expecting one battle theme for the elite monsters, but this sounds different from the other one. Okay. the combat is already taking forever, but that's fine. We're in for the long ride on this one. I'm not switching it to easy. Not on my first playthrough of it, so sorry for anyone watching this who doesn't enjoy the riveting gameplay of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. There's gonna be a lot of it. This is normal difficulty, yeah. This is normal. I'm not playing it on hard. That sounds like masochistic. I don't really feel like grinding, but
yeah, outside strategies, I always go for the hardest difficulty because, you know, like, it makes it more interesting usually. Thank God you did not go the hardest difficulty for that.
yeah, in a JRPG, could you imagine turning up the difficulty? Like, fuck off. It's never interesting. It's always just grind more.
Grind, yeah.
Even for something like this, where there's some like real-time elements, grind more. Yeah, the 10,000 health level 4 crab. I think it actually probably has 10,000 health.
Yeah, that seems accurate. I don't think she's guessing. I think she's
I think she looked it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they gonna do? Make me yawn myself to
So
death?
a rank up is different than a
Wonder
level
what's
up.
inside.
What is a rank up? Questions that will be answered probably in tutorials by this session's end. And the 1K only did like 10% of its health? Yeah. If that.
Back to the orchestral wailings. I don't hate it. It gives me Final Fantasy X Yevon kind of flashback. Yevon was like the kind of such that was evil. But when you went into the shut things to like, heat the aeons up, you had that orchestral wailing soundtrack, and it was really good.
Yeah. In a vacuum, I like it. It's really jarring to go to this battle theme from it, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, it fit better on the like battleground area. It fits less in the.
It doesn't fit. Yeah. Well, it doesn't feel like it does because we were introduced to it in the battleground area. But the game is treating the whole thing as one locale, so that's fine.
Let's want something a bit meatier.
Did that really give me something particularly good for killing that unique enemy? Oh, whatever. I thought that said one buttock. I'm really, I really cursed myself when we decided to call it the flame cock. I feel like it's unrecoverable at this point.
If it didn't want to be misunderstood in that, it should have had a better name.
Okay, I appear to have toppled it all the way down here. I don't know how I'm hitting it from down here, but I still am, so that's good. I'm really doing it. This is peak Xenoblade gameplay right here. I'm pretty sure I'm still doing damage.
Waves. Come on, keep going.
Right, let's push on.
Down where all the stuff dropped. That's a speedrunner stats right there. You know, look on the bright side, right? If this does end up being really bad, then unlike 2, you're only going to have to play it the once, right? Seeing as you're doing the first run through on...
Actually streaming it, yeah.
Stream.
I'll have my recording of it all. It's, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I mean, look how much fun I'm having, with these level 50 enemies and picking up all this paste being on the floor.
Noah, would you mind?
And floating away the dead bodies. I'm simultaneously interested and horrified at a speedrun of this.
The speedrun for Xenoblade 2 didn't look very interesting to me. Like, it's a 2-hour thing, which is impressive.
Is it not like less, more than that, and just cutscenes?
Yeah, but they skip all the cutscenes.
Alright.
It's significant. It's like 20 hours of cutscenes. If you watch everything. But why would you do that? One, and they just skip it because like no one wants to. I mean, a speedrun category where you had to watch all the cutscenes would be interesting in a sense, I suppose, but probably not to play. I think to play that would be pretty terrible. That should have been your misery marathon. It's just you have to speedrun Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
No. I had enough misery there. I've served my time in the mine. They weren't particularly hard mines. People had like really grating, but not horrible games.
Okay. Healer's getting attacked again. That's a good sign. I may have aggroed too many flamingos. I'm not gonna lie, but
It seems like a lot of flamingos. I mean, I was about to say they're not flamingos though, right? And it's like up to the flamai, right? Which is so flamingo.
I was mid-attack and just got kicked out of it by one of the flamingos.
They are absolutely slaughtering your healer.
Yeah, they're slaughtering my tank too. This is how it ends. At the okay, I have met my match. Run away, everyone.
Did you even get any of them down?
No, I was trying to fight this guy.
Can you keep going?
Come on,
I
attack it.
would
No, I'm
run.
targeting the wrong guy. Okay, of course I am. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Everyone else is dead.
Is that?
The flamingo.
Who the fuck is
Not even
that?
He
close.
looks worried. Let's ask him what's
Who?
wrong.
Where?
The
This
guy over there,
maybe?
maybe? By himself? Lenny.
Did I not see this guy when we walked over here before? Lenny, are you alone here? No. I let down Django and the others. Tell me what happened. My team was wiped out. We ran into rampaging flamingos at the Flamingo Lake. And they attack in swarms. And there were so many that we were just overwhelmed. My power frame was broken, and the others who defended me were so close to the colony. Can you play for my friends? Please send them on. Jingo, Olivia, Ann, and Marlon. Before monsters get to them.
Oh. I think that was... Have you maybe not already done
It was
that?
probably the 3 that I already got.
Yeah.
I hope it was. Right? No, I guess it wasn't. I guess it was a different 3, guys. Okay, well, I'll do it. Sure, why not?
Got Django dying.
Hopefully this gives me XP, right?
Huh? What's that?
What is that? What are you talking about? Alright, where are you running off to?
Spark.
You found the ground. Excellent work. Truly the pinnacle of discovery. Thank you so much, Lance.
You've not regretted. Yeah.
Brilliant. There's all the guys and the swarm of bonnets. What are they doing with Jingo and the others? They're standing there. That's about it, really, actually. I feel like we're just killing this, confused family of bunnies. Like, they probably didn't even die to the bunnies. They probably just all got heart attacks collectively and died. The guy blames it on the poor bunnies. And sends in a hit squad of guys with laser swords to go take them out. That's screwed up.
I mean, you've got to think, right, like, how good were they to die to the bunny?
I know, right? Like, they totally expendable. Like, the most expendable of expendable ones.
Like, when I'm thinking, like, swarms, like, the guy was like, yeah, that's bunny territory, like, as if that's, like, really intimidating, like, menacing bunny territory.
You were thinking, like, more than the 5 bunnies I already fought and killed next to the unique bunny, right?
Like, I was thinking, like, more than the flamingo swarm, right?
Yeah.
Not literally 3 bunnies.
4 guys lost 3 level 5 bunnies. That's just impressive,
next.
really.
Oh wait, it's over.
Bunnies have 6,000. Yeah, that must have been what did it, man. They didn't have horribly inflated health pools.
You know, I'm not saying you guys deserve to lose this war, but
It kind of feels like we deserve to lose.
I can't
We're the
imagine
bad
other
guys.
people losing to fucking bunnies.
There's, you know, there's the people that go out with dignity. I like to imagine that, like, the enemy faction that we're fighting, they'd find those guys that died to the bunnies and just go, we're not using that energy. That energy's useless. We're not turning that into clones. Like, they're a lost cause. It's better off if we actually let the other people recollect that and have to use those clones again. I did see the robot under assault by 3 bunnies. Yeah, that was. You know, I like to think they would have won that battle without my help, but now I'm not so sure.
Is that?
I think we. Oh, is he? Oh, I thought he was now dead.
No, that'd
To
be
like
fucking
something.
hilarious. Oh no, he died to 1 bunny. What a tragedy.
Yeah, one of the babies of the 3 that we just killed ran over here to finish him off.
Okay, we eased the burden and got very little for it, actually.
What's the 3 SP that you gained from that there? What's SP?
SP was skill points in the last game, and let you upgrade, like, the arts. But I'm not sure if I can upgrade things yet. Or if that's even what it's used for here. Is it used for skills, maybe? It looks like it's automatically upgraded at rank 10, whatever that is. Or however I gain ranks. How do I even tell what rank I am? Like, whatever, I'm not worrying about it. Figure it out eventually. No, whatever it is, it's not actually Alfredo Valley, but I'm calling it Alfredo Valley. It's like spelled slightly differently than that. No, it's like spelled slightly differently. Can I open up the map?
It's Alfredo Valley in our hearts.
Bay? No. Well, it's Alfredo Valley then. Works for me.
We've been spotted.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go for that item up there that's glowing, but now I don't care. I'm going towards the, after recovering those dead soldiers to the bunnies, I've lost all hope that I can possibly be helpful. Check the objective. True. Alfeto Valley. Heading towards Alfeto.
Oh, there's another skirmish.
Yeah, we'll,
Your team's fighting possibly more bunnies.
No, they're fighting crabs this time.
You know,
my team has giant saws, but let's see how damaged these guys are by the end. We can assist the level 4 squad of robots, or don't assist and refuse to take a side. Do I just walk away? No, I gotta fight the crabs. I need those colony affinity points. Wow, they haven't even managed to do any damage to the crabs. That's depressing. It's 2 crabs against 2 giant robots.
Another man, there is other people who I think like 2.
Like, if it was just the men versus the crabs, this would be fine. But it's completely ridiculous that the crabs are stand any chance against the giant robots of death. Like, if I see those robots do anything useful in a cutscene in the future, I'm gonna throw hands.
Just remember that.
Yeah, like this is a moment we remember for the future, right?
Like, to be fair, right, for the little guys, like, those would be scary. Those are big crabs, right? Crabs are, even small crabs in real life are like, capable of hurting you. Like that pine would cut you in two.
If it was like just this guy against the two crabs, I'd be like, yeah, we need to help him out, right? Like obviously. But yeah.
Giant mecha robots with buzz saws for hands. Yeah. Was that another damage over there, or is it just a group of guys?
This is a very large camel, so it seems like a fun fight, right? Apparently his name is not pronounced Mwamba. I did not know that until now because they have not said his name in a cutscene, as far as I know, at least. They may have said it in the giant opening cutscene, but if they did, I totally missed it.
Yeah, I don't think they've said his name this entire game so far. No one voiced trying to say that.
Okay, come on, knock him over. Knock him over. Come on. Knock him over. Thank you. Phase him. Come on, healer gun. Useless healer. I'll just use my daze thing.
It feels weird to have a JRPG nowadays that doesn't have control over your NPC and allies to any sort of level.
But I don't know how you could do like this type of real time with control over your. Well, I guess. Having said that, the Final Fantasy VII remake kind of allows you to have that type of control.
Same with do it in Final Fantasy XII.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy XII had this sort of system. It was a
similar
gambit
to it,
system.
yeah.
But at any time you could switch over to them and control them and do stuff manually.
See if I can get the break topple thing, and that might remove this. But oh, good, the healer's taking damage. Please topple right now. You have to topple before. Fuck's sake. Could you use your topple skill, AI? Please. Okay, I guess we just lose. I can't stay behind it to do any damage. I'm just gonna use the skill right away. Hope that I can spam. Yes! It seems better so far. I'll say that. The initial impression is relatively positive. Is this gonna be more? No, these guys just aren't doing anything. Doing here, Laura, yeah? Just listen to this. I'm supposed to rendezvous with another team. They're not here. Alright, I'll do more. Yeah, you died to a level 5 bunny.
Yeah.
you and 4 other people you were teamed up with lost to 3 level 5 bunnies. And the one survivor had the audacity to tell us that you all got thwacked by a massive pack of bunnies. We walk over and there's just 3 of them. That's it. That's all. I run crying and screaming from 3 bunnies with small clubs.
It looks like that's over where people that orange thing that you were going to pick up before is.
Then I may as well get over there. Is there a shortcut?
If you go all the way past the flamingos again.
I'm trying to see if there's a shortcut to just open the map. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like I have to open the map for that. That's fine.
It looks like it's going to be a big area as well.
It does. It seems pretty large. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if it was a little smaller though. Like it's kind of a lot, you know.
We shouldn't burn ourselves out.
Okay, another
Let's
quest.
avoid anyone who looks too strong, okay?
Split up. Skyview Falls. Pick it up. That's gonna be that chest that I saw. Unclear. It's still on the save the platoon, so I'm gonna guess that that's the chest that I saw. Yeah, no, it's significantly less breasting boobly. Significantly less. we noticed that immediately, and we're like, okay, yeah, that's a good sign. We did already have a bathing scene though.
Yeah, I was about to say they did make up for it by the fact that we've already had a bath scene.
Yeah. Mixed results, but that's fine. You know, we can't all be winners. Thing up here.
Remember that other glowing thing to the right of you now?
I'm gonna get this thing over here first, and then I'll go back for that chest or whatever it was, the glowy thing. Oh yes, another battle that I can take sides in. Are we gonna see another giant mech losing to 3 birds? See, Hoobie is playing Elven Rift.
Oh no, it's just
okay. No, this one's reasonable. It's just the squad that we were supposed to save, losing to some giant birds. This one's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, those are some big ass bugs.
Like, we're supposed to be special forces or something? Okay. Yeah, this is fine.
But we're also Copper team.
Yeah, we're also dog shit team.
Yeah. I don't know what comes before Copper team, right? Like 10? Is it a 10 team?
Poop team. It's just poop team. You were on the team with that guy who was crushed by rocks in the cutscene that we saw. Oh, come on, I missed! All the collectibles. The combat's mostly the same. I'd say it's less ass, but it also feels very bare bones right now. I'm not sure if it's ever gonna get more interesting than this. I hope it does. Because right now it actually feels like dumbed down Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And that's fine for right now, but if that's for the whole 100-hour game, it's gonna be really uninteresting to play. Save the two sides.
We'll add a lot more stuff over the course of the game, though.
I imagine so. It's a JRPG. Actually, get to the. Yeah, this one's still active. Activate.
Oh, a container.
No, it's not this thing. What container did you find? What are you talking
Seriously?
about?
It's right there, but there's no way to it.
Oh, all the way up there. Okay. It's just letting me know that there's something there for later.
You probably have the ability to fly or something later, right?
Yeah, maybe I can just use the wing girl to go get it when it actually lets me switch characters.
Climb on top of her.
Go away!
Oh god, is she gonna sprout like massive actual wings?
I don't think so, but yeah, well, they turned into like monsters with giant wings. It's not impossible. Can I make this?
Is that in the wrong one? Oh no, there you go.
I can make this. Yeah, it's not the thing
I'm
that I need.
laughing at the NPC mess.
Wonder what's inside.
Gave me a gemstone, some soap, and a necklace. Okay.
Harvest necklace. Maybe increases like drops or something.
Have you seen head wings in something other than this game? I don't particularly get it either, but I don't think I've seen it done anywhere else.
Only other time I've seen it has been there's a French cartoon with 2 characters. Is it Gotrek and something else? And one of them had it, but other than that, I've never seen it as well.
Yeah. It's odd. You'd think that'd be a more common design. I don't understand why more people don't just make their human characters with random wings for years. I like that this giant supply drop wasn't there before I found that quest as well. I've been to this area.
Asterix and Obelix, that's exactly it, Bellcat.
Okay. Never heard of that, yeah. Quest complete. We just get to use them. We don't give them back to the people that we're supposed to have them. Okay, yeah. Good,
I
good,
mean,
good.
they are for you as well, right? You're part of that army.
Exactly. We're commandeering them. Dexterity. Do I want him to be dexterous? I'm not sure. I think that makes him attack faster. Extended break duration wouldn't be that bad, but it's not the only thing I want to have on him.
Having such a limited amount of accessories, like the entire game seems kind of shitty though.
Yeah,
but only one
3.
slot is a level 30.
I'll have some rainbow gloves on you. That's probably useful. And I don't feel like this is actually useful, but nothing else I have is all that good for you either. To terrestrial life, that's probably better than aerial life. You have the black mask now. You can't tell. It's not on your player model or anything. The bird people, the ear bird people are there because they were there in Xenoblade 1. They've inherited Xenoblade 1's baffling design choice. So, you know, fair enough, I suppose, to keep it. Can't really blame that on the people who made this game specifically, considering it's like a 13-year gap. I think it's more than that. No, it's 12 or 13. I'm not bothering to fight the level 3 bug. Okay, that's gotta be most of the side quests in this area that I can do, surely. How long do I have to go without killing enemies for this fire cock to
I get the
not
feeling
have?
the Firecock is affected by like story stuff more than anything.
Yeah. The Spearhead Squad, they're standing there, menacingly. You, sorry.
Oh, hey. Huh?
Don't mean to, yeah.
Wolves? They're not much of an enemy if you take them out one at a time. Still.
The main objective is the op, it's still ahead. These guys hit an impasse, we ought to help them. I thought you'd say something like that. Oh, okay. Hey, you lot. Hang tight, we're helping. That was jarring. That's wild since I got it. Oh, that's how I issue orders. I don't think I could do this before. I think this was just locked out. I can tell them to focus attacks on this guy. Please all hit the same thing. Always, forever. Thank God that's unlocked now. Also, let me up the tutorial counter. Already at 29. Great start.
It's only been like 2.5 hours, and we're at halfway to the joke one that we suggested how many we were going to have.
Flash, burst, any combo. Okay. That's different. So I think the combos that you can do are going to expand eventually. And you can choose what type of combo finisher you want. Is that 4 tutorials in a row? Yes, but I'm only counting that as one tutorial. I was counting all those as separate at the very start, and we got to 9 tutorials within the first, like, 15 minutes. And I said, okay, if they come in one bunch, I'm calling it one tutorial.
We would genuinely be around about, like, what, 50 now? If we had done them all at once.
Gonna need something a bit more meaty about now.
Tell me about it. Colony we fought the other day, dirt rank. Hardly filled up the
We
flame
figured
top
out
at
what's below copper. It's dirt rank.
Lance, Uni,
Yeah?
no heroics this time. Keep your head screwed on.
Come on, man. No one ever tell you. I'm a hero in the making, I am. Without my heroics, our combat unit would be right up the...
Lance,
creek.
come on. Stop being so cocky.
It was just a joke, mate. No need to glare.
Is it that
I
bad?
feel the kind of
Yeah,
relationship between the
Something's
guys and
not
one
right
in
here.
the first one.
something just feels...
Their friendship was very well
Noah's
done in
intuition's
the first
never
game.
wrong.
I think
Friends better listen to Noah.
really struggle to replicate that, honestly, and they're struggling to replicate that here. If they're even trying to, between the two like main male characters here.
Yeah, because they had the same kind of roles in the first one, right? There was one that was
damage dealer and tank. Yeah, they're clearly trying to call back to it, but they're not just Shulk and Ryan, which is fine. They should be their own unique characters. But it doesn't feel like they're actually friends.
Yeah.
If things get hairy, you hide behind me, yeah?
Oh, you said his name?
He did.
Moamba.
It's the second time.
Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about him. I wonder why they're not worrying about him.
Hey, this
Could
one.
he
I feel like
possibly
it's
be,
really about him.
possibly be less important to the story or something? Okay, fine. There's too many dogs. Get 'em.
You're a lifesaver. Enemy's broken away from me.
Yeah, we got
Attack,
a big
please.
water. I'll be back in a second.
Sounds good. Fuck, is even behind. Instead, am I close to level 8 yet? Where do I even see the experience bar? I don't think the bar, like below HP, at the very bottom of like the characters, is the XP bar, but it could be. I suppose.
Come on, keep going.
Not sure if nonce means what you what you think it means. At least not what I usually hear it said.
Something for ya. Thanks. Enemy's broken away from me. I got something for ya. You're a lifesaver. Ground ball.
Not even over this. I think it was brought up once, but I cannot remember what was said in response.
Enemy's broken away from me. Come here. I got something for ya. You're a lifesaver.
Okay, sure. I guess that's an alternate meaning for the one that I know.
Enemy's broken away from me. Bursting with it.
Protect my friends.
Yeah, I have no idea where the experience bar is, if one exists at all. I had no idea I was about to level up.
All figured out.
Whoa, got a red
I am back.
This one means business.
Wait, this
I got something
wolf.
You're a lifesaver.
I guess we're all fighting the bird instead.
Right, come here. I got something for ya.
Cheers, you're a gem.
Everyone attack the bird.
Enemy's broken away from me. Right, come here. I got something
I
for
don't know why it's always telling me that the enemy's broken away from him. Maybe it's like his aggro is briefly switching,
Nothing.
but it doesn't ever feel like he's dropping. Like, I don't see most of the other characters taking very much damage. I'm never drawing aggro, and I'm one of the attackers. I should be doing damage, right? So
Is that not like your role?
yeah, there are 2 bars in their mouth. And yeah, that is my role. There are 2 bars in their mouth, and I've yet to figure out what they do.
2 bars under there? Under the health.
Yeah, under the health, right? Like under my character's health in the top left, there are 2 bars, right? I don't know what
Experience
they
and
do.
rank.
Yeah, rank, and it doesn't seem to be experience because all the characters are leveling up as 1.
Yeah, that's probably the first bar where they're all equal.
Oh, like the one in the middle? Maybe it is. Yeah. Let's see after I kill this guy if it moves for everybody.
Almost certain the one to the top part is you need to have watched it go up after you've killed stuff.
The green I guess I can accept that's green, sure. The green one looks to be XP.
Which would be the middle one,
Yeah,
like we
the
said.
middle one, yeah. I'm not convinced ground beat is all that good. I might switch back to that air attack, but just having the AoE in case I accidentally end up fighting a big group of enemy feels like it'd probably be important.
Yep. And did you just rank up there by any chance?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, the bottom one's rank.
Rank does, but sure.
Rank is what your experience, not your experience, like certain skills are on, or marked up by.
I wonder why it's different from level. Like, I seem to be getting it by, like, getting experience, so...
There is some stuff that has just been given you experience though, like finding areas or doing certain missions.
Oh god. Yeah, we've got XP sense in this game.
It's 'cause I'm just that good.
One thing I think should always be a thing in games that isn't in this one is when you kill a thing,
it should automatically pick up all the loot.
Automatically pick up, right? Like, it's just tedious to kill them, and then if they're big, maybe they've spewed it everywhere, and you have to go freaking searching for it, which is just tedium.
That's a level 19 thing. I'm gonna actually not go back behind that cave.
You can take it, right? Your
think so.
levels add up to 32, right? So you're
that's true,
basically
actually.
good.
Yeah, we totally wouldn't lose that one crab. Like, all those guys look to the bunny, lost to the bunnies. Look, I'm not trying to embarrass my team here. And have to come crying to some random group of special forces from, like, the fucking Copper Division to try and figure out why we lost to one crab. Nopon can't use irises. Isn't it pain to have to keep fiddling with the terminal?
No fear, Riku. Take it in stride. I forgot his name was Riku there.
Yep.
Also, if pretending not to look at terminal, can ignore all sorts of troublesome and tiresome communication.
Whoa, that's kind of smart. Oh no, there's an enemy there who could have seen that coming. Riku, watch out. It was camouflaged. We're gonna have to face it. Here it comes. Oh man, I can't believe that wasn't a rock. It looked so much like a rock.
Oh, it's only two hands with their back feet. That's kind of interesting design.
I think there was an enemy design sort of like this in Xenoblade 2 as well. Oh no, I've accidentally switched to first person because I banged myself up against the wall.
It doesn't seem like a very useful form to have on land. Like, it's a very much a amphibious sort of form, right? Like a fog type.
You know what? I think this is pretty much the same enemy that we fought right before you get Pyro in Xenoblade 2. I think that's what it reminds me of. Pop it for me? Yeah! Days. Yeah! Alright, that's very good.
Yeah, and that was 1,500 damage.
Sure, things are getting good. I mean, the thing is technically almost dead, but it doesn't feel like it. It's a Dodongo. It's pretty close to a Dodongo.
And the music is slapping.
If nothing else, I'll probably be listening to these battle themes. Please kill it. Yes! It's dead.
Maybe you're gonna up the bar with this lot?
So, it's gonna be next month.
Yeah, just a little longer.
You're something
Oh, I guess
else,
it's as
Wamba.
soon as you turn
The
10
pride
you
of
die.
Colony 9.
Not like after your 10th
Oh, you
year you
guys.
die.
I finally made it this far.
What's up?
The
Well-
flags, please.
Thing is, I was thinking, after this op, I think I'm gonna go and put in a transfer to the Salvage Corps. You never know what will happen on the battlefield, right?
I wonder if he's gonna die.
You can laugh at me if you want. I ain't laughing, man. We've only been alive this long because you've always had our backs.
Yep. We owe you a ton. Just make sure you get to your homecoming, okay?
Lance, Uni, you guys.
Wamba. Now not time to relax tear ducts. Let down guard, and you feel flame clock of someone else.
Riku, come on. Well, you don't mince words. You are right, though. Sorry, Noah.
Huh? Oh, no, it's not that. I guess I was just thinking about your homecoming. Made me feel a little sad.
Noah.
Noah. How many
Wamba,
times is he gonna fucking say
salvage
that?
is an important service. Don't feel like you owe us anything.
Thank you so much, Noah. Right then, let's get this operation done. Next month's a homecoming!
I don't think he's making it.
Yeah, I can't see him making it another hour, frankly, let alone another
I'd
month.
love to make it to my homecoming. Maybe if I'm lucky.
Oh, you're not lucky, buddy.
Do you
Of
think
course
this
you'll make
fat
it.
kid might be
We all will.
important? I don't know. I mean, it showed him
I
die,
will,
but like, he
I mean,
keeps showing up in these
I'm not
cutscenes.
like you guys. I'm so clumsy.
I
Come on.
think he
You're
may be
not.
important.
What about the
I
last
don't
one?
think he's
He did
staying
way
dead
better
for
than
long. He
everyone else.
probably ate the rocks
He
and
still
got to his
was, though,
freedom.
right?
Oh, he's
It's
just
okay.
extra fat now.
I've sort of half
okay.
given up already.
You're right.
That was actually his
Well, at
brother
least-
that we just killed, that rock monster.
When we see
When I
Jabu
do
the Hutt
die,
in another like
I
2
want to
hours,
leave
we'll
you
know
Yeah.
who it actually is.
Enough of that.
What?
Don't talk like that. I've always told you we're a team, haven't I? That means now and always.
Until you get covered in some rocks.
Bye bye. Okay,
Oh,
is this gonna be the new?
Saving you when he does it.
Yeah,
right?
is this gonna be the new
Noah.
Pyra's boobs
Noah.
cutscene? How many times
Yeah.
are we gonna see his
You go on
flashback?
ahead. We got a call. Martha's team has a spot free, apparently.
Ah, right.
Do me a favor. Come along with me to the office.
When you apply. Got it. The commander can be intense.
Exactly. Later.
Or like he'll have a different haircut. Honestly, see if Fusion. I'm not even sure it's gonna go that far. Wait, did he leave? Oh, it's just us three now. Yeah, he just fucked off. I didn't catch what he said. Also, this red tree looks rad. Like the red grass here actually having some like additional color to vary it from the
rest of the area. Yeah.
everywhere else. Ooh, random level 8 guy. So something about keeping par with the level the game expects of me.
A container.
So we can get around these wolves. I don't really feel like fighting them.
You think you're all that?
No,
clever?
okay, that's about what I thought.
Come here. I got something for you. You're a lifesaver.
Well, now that I have no idea how much that guy was actually contributing to the damage
He
overall.
was doing a lot. It didn't look like he was doing much damage.
No, it didn't look like he was doing anything. So I can't imagine losing him will have that much of a difference. But green grass, can I tell? I don't know. You know, it's. I thought it was gray grass actually until Young sent me a DM. And it was just like, just to help you out. You know, it's green grass, and that's how I knew it was red because Young would never help me out like that. He would totally send me up for failure.
I was curious there, so I looked up to see if he comes back. He doesn't come back. He doesn't come back.
Like into the party at all?
Yeah, Mohammed was going.
Yeah, fair. That's what I figured. Like, again, he did not seem important at all. I'm pretty
I
sure he's
don't
dead.
have to voice him anymore, right? I can't do sultry Scotsman longer.
Yeah, I feel like your just normal voice should be the voice for any like background character at this point.
Let's push on.
Or already established that Mwamba's just some guy. So the waifu MacGuffin. Oh, so the fat kid. Yeah.
Enemy reinforcements.
Okay, if I keep running through here, I'm just gonna end up with like 70 guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna... Oh no, that wolf de-aggroed. Oh now it's aggroed. Yeah, they really didn't need to add like a slowdown animation and sound effect every time aggro changes. I gotta figure out if there's a way I can turn that off. It's really bad.
Oh, your healers.
Oh yeah, she's dying, huh? We're all dying, actually. Maybe he was doing things. CL, focus. Please all start hitting the same thing as me. Oh, his healer's dead.
Your healer's dead. I'll run.
I can do it.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
Hold. Really, how do I heal? Like, there's gotta be a way.
She can't.
Hold. Alright, we did it. I got a rank up.
I don't think
Die in peace. Just one too many moth.
Literally
All the way
died to
back
moth.
here. Oh, okay. I should have ran away. That's painful. I figured it would teleport me like right at the edge of that place, but I guess there wasn't a landmark there. What is that supposed to be? An ushery. Okay. It was like a carrot model or something.
You were so close to the end bit as well.
I know.
Do you see that red thing there?
Yeah, that's a soldier.
Yeah,
I didn't see it the last time, so I'm gonna go get him. I completely missed that. Maybe that's why all the land around here is red. Maybe it'll change color when I get rid of them. Maybe that's supposed to be an indication that there's a guy that I can find. Or it could just be red. That's cool too. I like that he's just chilling there. Thank you for finding another chest or something.
It's our Colony 9 gang. Let's take a break over there.
Can I just run? Like we got like 7 mech guys over here. Come on, guys, help! Oh, that's cool. We made it to the rendezvous point faster than I thought we would. Mwamba did help us out a lot along the way. Mwamba's team, they're not here yet. Martha's squad was leading the way. They'll be at a different rendezvous point, I expect. The mission hasn't changed. The MC does appear to be vaguely special. At least the main character does. They're special forces, so theoretically they should be better than the regular soldiers. The main character seems to have time powers. Roger that. Just gonna grab a bite to eat. Good shout. Nope.
Oh, sorry. Noah, what's up? Or something's up.
just got this uneasy feeling. It won't go away. The thing we were talking about before. Mate, you're thinking too hard as usual. Think it could just be the pressure weighing on you a bit? Yeah, maybe. Enough sake. We still got a bite of time. How about blowing off a bit of steam with a quick sparring sesh? Huh? Come on, we got the operation soon. Shouldn't we just rest? No, this is exactly the sort of time you want to get your heart rate up. Nothing like going toe-to-toe to get out of your head. Really helps you focus.
Never mind. Empty-headed proposal of lands, Noah.
Got it, look bag.
Riku vote for having mindful moment in quiet place, shaking in on state of self.
Okay. Thank you, Hans. Why don't we train a bit now so we can give it everything in the battle? Nice. The girl's just exasperated with us at rest spots. You can perform actions such as leveling up characters with bonus XP or saving the game. You can also go to fast travel spots. It increases your Okay, so they copied this from the Xenoblade 2 DLC, where I did not like it, so that's a bad sign. Tutorial. You know, I do still have bot commands enabled, actually. Believe it or not. Wait. What? Moobot, what the fuck? Moobot, what the fuck? Come on, Moobot. Special level up method. You usually increase levels to XP gain in battle, but it's less than level up. XP. Yeah, I'm actually counting it as a separate tutorial, because that was... It literally told me that in the other tutorial, and then said it again.
We could do with some food.
He forced me to do it. Oh, cool. I'll certainly take the extra levels. Any chance I get to... Why are you forcing... Like, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna level it up with bonus XP.
Where do you get the bonus XP from? I missed that bit.
Typically completing quests gives it to you if it works like Xenoblade 2, but I'm not sure they've actually explained that in the game yet.
I was trying to look to see what race the Lance dude is, but apparently he's literally just a human. It doesn't say that he's any different.
Yeah, I think he's just human. With, like, face paint or something. It's almost time. Oh, that's why his eye glows. It's some, like, device he has. Okay. Let's review the details of the operation. Our mission objective lies in Alfredo Valley. An unidentified ether source has been reported. We are tasked with surveying and destroying it.
Oh, sorry. Waypoint marked out on map now. Please, to have look at waypoint on map.
Yeah, and that completely washed over my head. The advanced party should have totally... I mean, I just didn't recognize what they were talking about. It went over my head. I completely did not realize what they were talking about. It's time we headed out too, then. Let's get the snuff out of here. A royal decree, eh? I don't know about all this. But let's get out of there and square it away as quick as we can. Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, I don't remember seeing these guys before. Do you, Young?
No. maybe the giant robot machines snuck up in this.
They just kind of... I mean, I think they can teleport. I don't know how they were losing to, like, 3 rabbits when they can teleport, but... You know, surely they won't be seen doing anything here going forward, right? I can't imagine that they'd...
No way. Let's try and predict the following part, right? Like, What do you think is going to happen by the end of this?
I think Mwamba is going to get eaten
really
by a
supposed to be
different
here?
giant robot.
I don't see much.
One of the like white giant robots that we saw in the opening battle. Yep, there they are. And we're all gonna get wiped out generally, but
They're
with
still
just
far off.
like our squad
They
surviving.
haven't spotted us.
I think similar. I do think we're both because it said that Agnes people were trailing, and that we're both trying to fight this thing, which means I reckon we're gonna team up and still lose, like or we'll team up with like whoever survives from the Agnes lot. But I reckon that's gonna be where the next lot of the characters come from. I think it's kind of like came to the end of the characters for our side. So the next characters are going to come from there if they're going to come from anywhere. Or, and I think it's a lot less likely, the thing that we're trying to kill we become friends with, and it's like the people that join our group. One of the two. I think
It's
one
way
of the two
too
are
early for us to like switch sides.
What do you think it is, you?
I don't think we're going to switch sides. I think we're maybe going to like
All we've got to do is follow orders and it'll work out.
put our differences aside with the Agnes guys is kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen. And we're gonna like work with them and like try fix the relationship between the two of these groups, maybe, or some crap like that.
I don't feel like fighting the bugs, actually. Believe it or not, I know that's crazy.
You attack Agnes, but a new boobier robot intervenes in your legend by a lady. Very possibly that as well.
Commence mission. Thank God they subtitled it.
Is that it? It's not Kavesi. Definitely not Agnian either.
What is that?
Probably Pyro.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Pyro. That Millennium Falcon thing right there. Yeah, that's Pyro.
We now attacking the guys who were literally just helping or
Yes.
working with there.
You know, it's remarkable actually that those robots are so much more effective against other robots than they are at fighting bunnies. I think if they tried to use the laser attack on the bunnies, it might. I just have a feeling that it might be a little bit more effective than trying to use the saws.
No way am I backing down.
Is there a big-breasted lady in this one? Like, normally it's all over the promotional stuff, right? I didn't look at any of the promotional stuff.
There's
So
nobody
did
that I
you?
saw that like stuck out in my mind is like it's nothing near like pirates here, right?
Yeah.
But like oh no.
Right, let's push on.
No, the character designs seem a lot more reasonable from what I can tell, but they could be hiding something. You never know.
Hey, this one means business.
Ackerwood, a glow plug. I don't know why the plugs need to glow, or why that's a early game item. With a super
You're like
glow
really
plug.
nightingale, they're like tripping over a rock.
Alright, so the combined strength of these guys, I have to assume, is like the 3 bunnies or so.
I think they've got less health than the bunnies.
I think they do. I think they have significantly less health than the bunnies. I also like that the big robot doesn't really appear to be doing anything. Like, I think nominally, it's attacking the tank, but it's not particularly clear. Who am I attacking? This guy right here. I would like one more auto attack. That guy. Oh, it's doing its fucking circle defense from what's it called? Ape Escape. It's unstoppable.
You're a fire lamb! Extra! Crush out! All coming together! Break!
Yeah, their moves also seem incredibly lackluster when it comes to it as well.
I feel like they should use the giant lasers against us that they used against the ship. Controversial take, but I feel like that would significantly improve their combat ability against us.
You know, see Fusion, that's not too far-fetched.
Oh, no, is this going to be a losing cutscene?
Kicking its ass, which is something I'm really surprised by. No losing cutscenes so far.
Not yet. Here, wait.
This won't count, because this is more of
count,
them,
because
right?
we killed the actual enemy that we were fighting, yeah.
Yeah, easily as well.
Yeah, I mean, we just seem to be generically winning here.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Wow, shocking.
I can see why they call them.
It's just working as expected.
I can see why they're fast as dot rank.
Oh, she's doing the spinny thing again. I forgot about that. What does it do? Why does it spin? Are the people here dirt rank, or was that like some other group? I'm not sure this group is dirt rank.
I think it was this colony, was it not?
I don't think so. Oh, but main character song sucks, apparently.
My flame clock. It's filling up. But
what?
Whoa, check
But
this
what?
out.
People aren't getting absorbed? I don't know, whatever. Attention. Oh, can we side with the other people? Oh.
No.
I don't want to do this, but you're in our way.
Leave it to me. I'll have it crying by the end.
Oh, these guys die in like a reasonable time. Like these guys die as fast as these guys should die. Unlike like every other character in like the bunnies, which take 7 years to kill. Maybe it's just because this guy is. Am I being aggro? by this guy? No, I can switch targets. So the tank has like a real but basically the attacker doesn't.
Enemy's broken away from me.
I'm fighting more like human than you barely did in Xenoblade 2.
Enemy's broken away from
Maybe
me.
I missed your face.
Going.
That might end up being a theme. I think eventually you're gonna turn, not against your group, but you have to like choose.
Yeah.
And like maybe sometimes later in the thing you are able to actually join those Agnes troopers instead of your guys.
I would assume so.
Let's push on.
And like then get status with their
This up is getting weirder.
their places as opposed to
I know. But if we can only get
as opposed to like Colony 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
Enemy's broken away from me.
Fucked up.
Enemy's broken away from me. Crush out. Extra. I'll keep up the attack.
Smooth as always,
It's
Noah.
they just rebound some of the controls. Like the tactics button used to be on R, so I keep pressing R to try and like tell my allies to all attack the same person.
What is it now? Left?
Oh, I got aggro this guy. I got forced to attack this person. I think, unless I just accidentally switched targets. And now it's basically like L2 instead of R, which is fine. It's just not at all what I'm used to. Like they're using buttons better here, at the very least. Though they're not using the like arrow buttons for anything. Yet. I assume they'll use it.
Cheers, you're a gem.
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, you barely messed anything up. Got it all figured
dead. Like, it's thematic to kill all these guys, right? Like, even if I don't technically have to. This medic.
You're not killing them, you're just helping them be reborn.
Yeah, exactly. I'm filling up my my fire cost meter. You know, when I fill it up, I can make a lot of people reborn. Actually.
There's been all skirmish, robot versus robot action right now.
Blackness. Named Avis. Look, I don't even get aggroed by this thing. I mean, I'm gonna kill it, but that's kind of funny that it just completely ignores me. Like, basically everything else auto aggros. It's a really weak robot. I know it started at half health, but
Quite cool that it started at half health as well, right? Like, it didn't immediately start at full health, even though it had been fighting with that thing for ages.
There's definitely more, like, polish put into this game than Xenoblade 2 ever had. Feels like a much higher effort reduction overall.
Oh, look at fucking machine guns!
God, we're all just...
Can we join these guys?
Yeah, these guys seem like they got good gear.
There are no pilots inside. They're automatons.
I guess that's shocking. I would not have expected that to be shocking. Okay. We don't know who it is. This is probably losing game, losing cutscene. No, those guns kind of just suck. That's not doing a lot of damage. You know what? We'll probably just kill this thing in the end, actually. We all start attacking the same thing. I don't know how that AoE did to the other sentry, but sure. Oh, bye, fish. This game actually seems fine, fish. I'm not gonna lie. It's better than Xenoblade 2. I can tell you that already. That's not a hard thing to do, but for what it's worth. No fucking master pawn. You've immediately lost interest. That doesn't mean it's good, JJ. It just means that it's better than Xenoblade 2.
We should call it in about 10 minutes then, pizza.
Yeah, I think we should finish it up. So, unrelatedly.
Yeah. It's 29 minutes now, but again, unrelatedly. Cat Gill or boobs to hold JJ's attention. I'm sure there'll be one along just for JJ right now, right?
One will show. They always do.
Yeah.
I have to assume the combat will get more engaging than this, because if it doesn't, I take back everything. This is significantly worse than Xenoblade 2.
I imagine, well, sorry, that's not what I was going to say. I'm kind of confused, because, like, what happened to the blade system? Like, did that just stop?
It's never even a thing I feel like it'll be integrated somehow, some way, but that wasn't a thing at all in Xenoblade 1. And it was always really incoherent. Like, oh, you've got these really powerful blades that fight with you. So they're gonna throw you their weapon and stand behind you menacingly in combat. Always really stupid. And I think they recognized it in the DLC and tried to make it more, like, coherent. But the whole system is, in my opinion, really silly. So, I would be glad to see it entirely gone and never spoken of again. Just having the people actually attack, much better.
These guys seem to take a lot longer to kill as well, though,
Yeah,
compared
they're
to
not,
the
as,
When's the battle happening?
wishy peoples.
they're not as bad as like the
The bunnies.
yeah, better than the bunnies. Worse than the lava lowlands.
Is that it?
I actually think the system is in 2 is better than the system in 1. You might find that controversial, but for the control scheme of the game, the system in 2 works better. I don't think 1 controls very well. You can get used to it, and it eventually controls fine. Especially the DS version plays a lot better than the Wii version. But the Wii version does not play very well.
They'll do just about anything for our precious Ouroboros stone.
Oh, so it's like the real people that aren't clones or whatever?
Guernica! That's the last of the automatons! We won't last long!
The battle unit's still holding. Go! Save yourself! Get that stone to the city! Go! Zulu!
They're fucking merking the 2 groups.
For like 3 guys, they're doing relatively well.
Yeah.
But most of them are dead now, unfortunately.
Guernica! Sorry. I should have been more perceptive. You! You!
So sad.
Yep. Sorry, you died, guy we met, for 5 seconds.
Oh, I've dropped 1,600 frames apparently at some
First there was
point.
those automatons.
I don't know when that happens.
Now
but
another
that's a thing.
unknown weapon.
Stream's doing fine for me. On Discord, it dropped a lot. Like, it's fine now, but like there was a point where it was just a slideshow.
That's probably when it was,
Me.
because it's 0.2% of the stream, so it's not like it's...
It'll have to be here.
Noah, look.
They don't detonate a dirty bomb or something.
He's no Agnian soldier. What is he? Was he controlling those automatons, maybe?
Fucking cat. It's like the heart that's sworn in Kingdom Hearts 3. God damn, I will never get over. I will never get over the fact that her weapon spins for just like no reason. Okay, why doesn't he do that for? Wait a minute! That's sick! How long has it done that?
Kavesi troops. 3 of them.
It seems we are just about the only ones left.
Oh, I think this might be the people that we join up with.
Maybe, yeah.
Those are unique models.
We'll have to fight.
Oh, maybe we kill them.
Got it.
Wait, is that what's her face?
Yeah, it might be. Nia? Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. Does it sound like her though?
It sounds... It's a female voice. That's mostly all I can tell you so far. Oh, did I get high road or did I just get forced to change?
Because if it's not her, it's got to be like a daughter, right?
Yeah, something
JJ's
like that.
saying it's
JJ
got,
told
like,
me
nothing
that
name.
yeah, there's like some characters that have relation to the other characters, so wouldn't exactly be shocking.
It's too much of a coincidence, right? This is gonna be either her or like a daughter or granddaughter or whatever, however long this is set in the thingy. Or maybe like she's a clone of the Agni troops. Like she's like one of the base clones that they use.
Yeah. And like somehow that's based off of like Nia.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately, we're only theorizing this because JJ spoiled us, but what are you gonna do? Like, you'd know it has some relation to the other two games. Because basically, at the end of Xenoblade 2, the end of the world is basically Xenoblade 1 world and Xenoblade 2 world getting merged into one thing. So that's the continuation thread for Xenoblade 3, is okay, so what happens? Oh, Lance will be fine.
Bless you.
Thanks.
It's still not too tanky, right?
These guys are like reasonably tanky. Oh, not for that attack.
Yeah, right. Oh, they're not dying. They've got to be like people that go.
Yeah, they've got it. No, yeah, something's gonna. This seems like it'd be the first winning battle losing cutscene. If it's gonna happen, it feels like it's gonna happen here. Really not that tough. They're only level 8. It gets less satisfying the 100th time you see it, but that's okay. It's had like a whole fancy animation to it.
Oh, it's not hard.
Definitely a character.
But it is definitely someone important, yeah.
Doing the goddamn
These
Naruto
kids
run.
are going to end up stealing each other's life force. And me, I've robbed them even of that kindness.
Oh, does his thing like block the life force getting drained? Remember your
that's what he
guy
was saying,
fight
is
the-
that
Yeah, because when you killed some people earlier, you didn't absorb their life form. Your flame cock didn't go up.
How many of those cards has this geek got?
There's no escape. When my Mondo have you, they'll follow you to the ends of the world.
that's just the voice actor for Shulk from Xenoblade 1.
Fuck that! Why don't you back off?
How did she fool my Mondo?
Creep, try following that.
That's just the voice actor for Shulk.
These guys are tough.
Hate to say it, but I think you're right.
These are no grunts. That gear, special forces?
Yeah, defo. That'll be why they've got an off-seer with them.
Well, so are we. Even Stevens, right?
Again, I really want him to get that skill where he can actually use his gun. That's really cool. I actually like that a lot. That better not be cutscene only.
Feels like cutscene only.
Does this count as losing cutscene? This feels like it should count as losing cutscene.
We're not losing.
This
Technically, we're not
is
losing yet.
spirit of losing cutscene. Like, we kicked their ass. It wasn't even close.
What's that sound?
Depends. If we beat them by the end of it, yeah.
If we thoroughly beat them by the end of it, I will remove this. But
Yeah.
So fast. And yet,
It is genuinely feeling a little bit losing cutscene.
almost like they have a rhythm. I know how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
He's not even looking at me.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Not sure I really understand what's happening here.
He's thoroughly beaten on that.
Yep.
Hang on. The fighting stopped. When did that... At this rate, one of us is going to get killed.
I'm keeping it.
No. Maybe both of us will. Something strange is
Because
going
the
on.
others are getting their ass kicked.
We shouldn't be fighting like this.
I think the drawn
We should
the other
run.
one, which, yeah, doesn't count,
Run.
right? Because we 100% beat all three of
Yeah,
them.
we kicked their
Me? I
ass.
just
They
said
should be
that.
done.
What is this? There's no time to think. I have to trust my gut. This is all too real. I hope I'll be able to get through to her. You're an Oxia from Agnes, right?
What the?
So you are then. Why are you fighting me?
As if you can talk. You're the ones attacking us. What? Too scared to fight now? Too late.
Yep,
It's
very
not to
well.
do with fear. It's that sound. You can hear it too. I know you can.
We're fighting because there are enemies to kill. You think we just let you go?
This is bad. At this rate. Is that all you have to say, Agnes? I'm telling you!
Enough! I'm telling you that you're full of it. Take that!
It was embarrassing for
Really
both of
have
us.
to kill her.
Uh,
She's so
quite
fast.
poor, quite poor.
If I lose focus
5%
for a
miss
second,
chance.
I'm done for.
These Kavesi officers. I thought they were just window dressing, but he's different. And there's his sword. What's up with that?
Huh? What's that? Oh, I see. I suppose this is the reason I'm here then, eh? Guess this is what they call fate. Fine then. Time for Guernica Van Dam.
Oh, it just
to
is.
make an
It just is Vandam from Xenoblade 2. I was about to make the comment that it's the same voice actor as Vandam from Xenoblade 2, but no, it just is. Okay.
What do you all think you're doing? Why the fighting?
What's this guy saying?
Just why? Answer me!
What do you mean, why? If I see an enemy, I fight. So don't you interfere! Ugh.
Pull the wool from your eyes, kid.
Punch who they got?
Okay, I like this guy. I hope he's a party
Yeah.
member.
And me. Now you just have your little scrap. Do you have any idea who the real enemy is? It's over! Now, is that all you need to fight? Truly? That's all?
Of course. Countless comrades have lost their lives thanks to this filth.
Oh, really now? I could say the exact same thing. What do you think it's like for us? Losing friend after friend. You steal everything from us.
You think we're even just because both sides do some killing? What good's filling up these flickering clocks in our eyes? It'll never replace the friends we've lost. That's why.
We aren't fighting because we want to.
We're not.
We can see our lives written before our eyes.
We're not. Like, no, we're fighting because we want to. We love murder.
Lose loved ones. I'll have to take them from others.
It kind of feels like we love Mother, yeah.
All of us. We have to fight so we can go on living. Just who decided that this was how it should be? If I knew who they were or where I'd...
I know who they are. You'll what? You're an off-seer, eh? I guess I can trust you with this. You better listen up now, because the face of your real enemy is...
Unlucky. What a shame. I was really hoping he stuck around.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate.
The game is now significantly worse without that guy. No, he just dies off screen, basically.
I messed up.
Okay. Oh, that guy's cool. You know, at least he died to something cool looking.
Help me, Mio.
My blade. What the...
Wait, is she literally called Neo?
I think so, yes.
What is that thing?
Never seen anything like it before.
They are not very inventive when it comes to names, right?
What's wrong?
Oh, are they doing this again?
Seen that thing before?
No, how could I have?
Noah?
No, never. This is no normal creature. It's something else.
Oi, oi! Don't go stopping on my account. Get back to killing each other. Come on! I thought that was your whole raison d'etre.
It's speaking!
Mobius.
He's not dead. We have hope. We have hope.
Too worried about your buddies to fight. Can't have that. All right.
It is morbing time. Oh, he's morbing all over Mwamba. I can't believe it.
Oh, wow. This is some entertainment. Two rival factions murdering each other over one little rock. Well, your objective is staring you in the face. Try and take it. Cause you'll be dead before you can lay a finger on it. Don't you just love it? Don't you want to savor it? The sweet taste of a life cut short.
Okay, they might be overdoing this a little bit. I was a fan at the start.
He's fine. It's
I think he's fine.
literally a rocket through the heart.
Yeah, he's piloting that mech. He should be.
Yeah, he's all good. I'm sure he's not going to sacrifice himself to save this group.
No, that couldn't be possibly what's gonna happen here. Yeah, get him! Look how puny it is. He is compared to that mech. Come on, he's got this.
Well, what did I expect? That's about
Cutscene animation here is significantly improved from the opening cutscene.
Yeah,
significantly
right?
improved.
But you know, I ain't.
Just try and hit him with your machine gun.
Get some bad news for you, Pizza.
You don't think he's making it? Yeah, me either.
I don't think he's making it, no.
Leave him alone.
Let him go!
He's not dead yet. He's not dead yet. He's not dead yet. It's not over.
I might say dirt rank.
Yeah, I think if we lose this battle, we get dirt rank. Now, I get the feeling we're not gonna win battle here if we win in cutscene. I actually think I might be trusting this game enough to actually do this in a way that's not complete shit. Believe it or not, I feel like this game has Oh, I don't know. That guy doesn't have a very big health bar. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. This might be another win battle losing cutscene. Like, the last one wasn't so bad. If we actually win against this guy, that's gonna be pretty bad. Yeah. But it's not like he's kicking our ass here, right? Like, we are out damaging him percentage-wise. And like, we have the other 6 characters theoretically doing something, probably.
Yeah, the other 3 are standing there occasionally flinging stuff. But again, I have to point out, I'm pretty sure this guy has less health than that bunny.
I know! Like...
May I remind everyone, was 5 levels lower than this guy.
Better attack and animation. I don't think we have particularly bad animation. Oh, what's he doing now?
Yeah, there's a flame in the middle of the...
Okay, now he's kind of out damaging us. Got the topple, get the daze, get the daze, get the daze. Nope, okay. I can't get behind him now. He's actually at the edge of the battlefield to do my back attack. That's, unlucky. You know, it might look like I can... Oh, here we go! Wait.
Well, I'm a bit of a pretty bad time.
Oh, I guess he resisted the break, okay. Looks like we're actually going to beat this guy in game. We got an opportunity for winning game losing cutscene. Doing exactly what it should. Aggro to the tank. Yep, yeah, you know, right away. I'm not even giving it another chance.
If you're done thanking me, maybe you could get up. We have to beat him together or we're dead in the mud.
Oh, it looks like you're winning.
We might win. We might win. That was premature.
The nerve of this guy.
I count it as a losing cutscene if this guy dies.
I mean, to be fair, he got absolutely messed up in the cutscene, so him dying would be fair.
Don't start up soon. Those kids and the world. That's what I'm talking about. Looks like it wasn't all for nothing. One down. Good start.
I like how you're over and over it. Just ready.
You can see that, eh?
Yeah.
Just waiting right here.
You won't be able to, but I can.
It's not over yet.
Your cock ring is extra full thanks to this giant man. Oh, you lost.
What did I
Here to be winning.
do? What? This hand. Is it mine?
Did they fuse into one fucking thing?
think you did. Oh, phrasing, lady, phrasing.
Dual protagonists, probably not in the way you intended. Maybe it was. Maybe you've seen the game. I guess this is Return to fucking Mecca.
So, you've got yourselves an intellect guy, huh? Guess I've got to give the old fool credit where it's due.
Interlink?
Well, whatever. That form you just merged into, it's called Ouroboros. See it out with your skulls. Ouroboros? Me, I'm Mobius.
Oh god, he is Morbius. No! There's no way! His actual name is Morbius!
That's why they wanted to rush it out, right? They wanted to latch on to the Morbin time crew.
Oh.
Your failures. Fact is, the two of us are mortal enemies. Enemies? You got the picture? No further questions? Then let's get back on the dance floor.
From now, it's over.
God, that seems to like move so poorly though.
It's
Like, why do you have
slow.
high heels?
It moves fine, but it's kind of slow. I don't know. I'd have to look at the character design for what's it called? The not Nia to actually figure out if that makes sense or not. That's not what that's not the attack animation I thought would be going. Wait, so there seems to be like a bar that would fill or something if this wasn't like a scripted battle at the top left. But I'm guessing that that just isn't filling up as some sort of like tutorial mechanic or something. See, this is where I was talking about where I'm like, there's no way this is all the combat that we were seeing before is all the combat mechanics that are going to show up. Like,
I think that top bar is. I think it's literally your damage thing. Like if you get 2 damage, the top it says warning.
And it like splits you back up or something.
Yeah. I'm curious. So why high heels for the robot? That doesn't seem
Again, I
practical.
want to look at like Catgirl's design and see if it has high heels. And then that's probably why.
This may be a winning game, losing 13. Or no, you're slapping
We
him.
seem to be slapping the shit out of him here.
Is that guy still alive?
Christ.
That was a pretty big hole that was blasted in, right?
We'll say I lost this one, yeah?
Apparently we're saying we lost.
No idea. But got a parting gift for you. Don't worry, there's plenty to go round.
Wait. I don't know. It said he lost, so he lost.
Yeah, we're Ouroboros, right? Which is
Yes.
that basically that kind of symbol.
Well,
right?
usually I
was
see
not
it as
the-
like the snake eating itself.
Yeah,
It
the
could
snake
be
eating
like
itself,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And now the whole world will be your enemy.
I'm guessing that's sort of like the kind of thing behind this. Like it's going to be like breaking the cycle sort of thing. Like, you know, the two factions were caught in like perpetual war with each other, and we are breaking that cycle that would have went on kind of to infinity.
Yeah.
Keeping up with.
Well,
the
yeah, of course, Young. I mean, that's the most obvious thing. Of course, that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Here.
it was super obvious. I also not only did I call this one, but in case, in fact, I also kind of half called it with the guy who did this with us, the one that got shot, because I also called that we might team up with him as well.
Yeah.
Put away your weapons.
He's still alive. He's still alive. We got a chance here.
We're not?
Come on, use your healing magic.
He's alive.
Use the gun. Use the healing gun. Shoot him.
Oh, she does have heals. But they're not that big.
Thanks.
He's gotta live. His character design's too cool. Come on.
Yeah.
It's called getting old, this.
Old?
Well, must be your first time, huh? Seeing a human like me, I mean. Well then, looks like my plan was a success.
What plan?
You six, you're now Ouroboros. Check
He is
the
gonna
flame
die.
clocks in your irises. Do they look different to you?
Now you mention it.
Our flame clocks have changed shape.
You see it? That's the Ouroboros ring. Guess I
It
did
looks the same
good
to me.
entrusting this power to you. That mark there. Late 10th term, eh? 3 months left till your homecoming. That about right? As for the rest of you, you're probably about 2 years off, right?
This is significantly more compelling than Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Me. I've been alive 60 years. Or should I say 60 terms, by your counting. Yeah, I've been alive 6 times longer than you lot. This is how people are really meant to be.
I think canonically everyone of these
That's
are
not
9.
all. There's
With the
still
exception of like the
something else that needs
Neo
to be
one,
done.
then that would make them like what, 11?
The Neo one's
guys
10. Everyone else is 8.
Wanna survive?
You get born as like effectively a
Live on.
10-year-old.
Hold the torch. You kids don't need to be fighting each other. Not anymore. But that doesn't mean you get to relax. From this moment on, those Mobius bastards are never gonna leave you alone. Because now, kids, you share a common destiny. They'll hunt you constantly,
Physics on that
relentlessly
chair.
without rest. Even so, there's one place that might give you a chance. Sword March. The land pierced by a great sword. You gotta find our hope. Our city. It's the only way you're gonna defeat the real enemy.
Yeah, I see what you're talking
And
about.
reclaim what was lost.
It's like jiggly
The
hair.
way the world and life should be. And listen, don't give up. 10 years? You kids deserve better. The only thing that can change all this is the will of Ouroboros. You kids, and you alone.
Dang.
I don't think he made it.
Yeah, I think I can't give this game like a any higher than like a 5 out of 10
Hey.
anymore.
Is she?
Yeah, an Agnian Overseer.
Wait, they have their own Nop on. I didn't
Oh,
notice
yes,
that.
I
before.
do.
Yep. That theirs looks even stupider.
Oh, it's a girl no porn for hours. Sexy girl no porn. You know, I don't think there's going to be any more characters after these 6 that are
These
like in the
these
party.
might be like the main 6.
Yeah, right? Like, this is a pretty full party feeling like.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was like 1 or 2 that get added later, but
I imagine there's going to be like guest, like,
maybe something like that.
team
Yeah.
members. Like Moamba was or whatever.
Thank you for doing this with me.
Well, this is what we're meant to do.
That I
Descend on the
am
voices of the
relatively
departed.
impressed.
Is an Ofseer's purpose.
Yeah, and like not overly gratuitous kind of booby characters either.
Yet.
Yet.
Right.
Ah, flashbacks though. We have those.
We do, but we haven't seen
leaving.
the same
Noah,
booby shot of
Unit.
Pyra 3 times yet.
What's up?
So
The mission's
Just a
over.
fat dude getting
We've
crushed.
got an obligation.
3
Need to report
times?
the sitch.
More than 3.
As do we.
Impressive.
Time to withdraw.
Now-
Mio, Senna.
Huh?
I do respect that they
But
put the
what?
crystal in between her titties.
Come on, Tyon. Don't be rude.
It's hardly
Is
the
this
time
just-
for
that before now,
pleasantries.
actually. Yeah, you're right.
We lost
This
a
is why
great
we
Is
need
this
many
Mia?
JJ
comrades.
in here.
We have to inform those still in the colony.
Is that
And we're
cat?
any different.
Wait, why does she have wing hen
If you
ears?
snuffheads hadn't come
Dude, that's from
charging
Yeah,
Xenoblade 1.
yeah,
Indeed.
That's
right?
from Xenoblade 1.
Well, why don't we settle this here, right now?
Yeah? Bring it. I reckon I could go for some payback.
Lance,
Hey, wait.
Yeah?
that's enough.
What do you mean?
There's no point.
Are the black ones
Seriously?
bad?
Before,
I think they're both bad.
when she and I transformed,
The black ones are definitely
I
bad,
felt her
but
thoughts. Or maybe her memories.
we don't really have
Are
a
the
good
There were so
perspective on the
many.
white ones yet.
And then they were
Hmm.
a part of me. There were so many different fragments. Hard to tell them apart. But even then, I understood. She's lost a lot fighting us. Kevez took away so much. She's experienced a lot of grief.
Transformed? You mean forbidden?
Yeah.
I felt it
Boomer
as
said.
well.
Girl and the
grief.
boy got morbed?
It was like
Got
mine.
Norded by Morbius.
Yeah, well...
And in one of
No,
those
the-
memories,
But that sounds
Mio.
like morbing.
it's something that could be our fault.
Is her name really Mio?
That's what it's
Yep.
like in war, I suppose.
Is the cat girl's name really a 3-letter word with an I in the middle?
So, what is planned from here?
The last
Some
one was
kind enough to
Mia,
show face.
so
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
we'll hide again if this drag on.
True, true. Time is wasting itself.
You're right. Let's go. A lot's happened, but that seems best. You made the right decision, Lance. Sorry for confusing things.
Nah,
Is this
don't
the
worry
main
about it.
character?
Mio,
he so far, yes.
should we leave it at that?
It seems like Mio will be like a secondary main character
Yeah.
There you have it.
going forward.
I sincerely hope
Yeah, I'm not
for
gonna
your
lie.
safe
Besides
return.
You
the
take
one
care
black
too.
character,
Take care not to
I mean, like
die in a
actually
ditch
African
somewhere, that
skinned,
is.
like a higher melon count.
The next time we meet, it will
Not
be
the
as enemies.
black coat characters.
Don't forget that.
The white
Ha!
coated characters
Don't worry, I've got a
all
good
kind of
memory.
look like reused assets from Xenoblade 2. I mean, that girl just has what's her face's hair.
Well, I feel like that's, you know, they're trying to call back to something there more than it's.
I mean,
just
I'm sure we'll
reused
find out
assets.
eventually. I know, but that in combination with it literally just being Nia. Listen, man. I couldn't think of a better. I had to separate it. The black coated
enemy.
ones are original,
The enemy's
their-
approaching.
unique,
Our
shitty
sworn enemy.
wing ears. Wait, does she have holes in her helmet for her wing ears? Right behind you.
Yes, they do.
Fuck off, long. Jesus. You okay? Huh? I mean, oh, wait, JJ, sorry. I've got requested by Young that you have to be the one to voice this female character, and you have to
The one
do
with
it
wing
in-
ears.
Yeah, you should do it similar to how you voiced the bee.
Yes.
That's rough.
Yeah,
He
sorry.
is basically this game's version of that bee lady. So,
All right, settle in. I mean, you're transformed into that weird fucking thing.
Yep. Yeah, well, for what it's worth, that didn't seem to do any damage or anything. Hey, Yoni. Go ahead and take point looking for hostiles, will you? Until we make it back to Colony 9.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've got to turn off my.
Yeah,
I got
it's
to turn
getting
off my
somewhat
noise
cut
suppression.
off, but that's okay, that's okay. That's us not really necessary. You're the most depleted out of a lot of us, mate. It's a long way to Colony 9. If you want to make it back in one piece, you'll need to be more careful.
much fighting on the way back, probably.
Yeah, you got a point. JJ, you'll need to look at the VOD and listen to just how they decided to cast the voice for the Nopod in our party.
All right. So, we done? Can we head on? I kind of need to enable push talk, to be honest with you. Give me 1 sec.
No, that's fine. I'm about to stop anyway. As soon as it
fuck.
gives me how healers
Oh,
fight.
you can now
Uni's-
actually control other people now.
So does each tutorial screen count as a tutorial, or is this each instance of a tutorial popping up?
Basically each instance. At the start, it was just each tutorial screen. Like at the start, it was every time a tutorial pops up. But I realized this is
Oh my
happening a
gosh.
lot, where it's like, okay, yeah, they're just popping up. So this will
It's-
count as one. This is one
Okay.
long tutorial. We never even were. It was never even a thing. It never
Yeah.
affected us at all.
What was the flame clock?
We had
The
the
flame
well, the
cock.
flame cock was we had a meter on the left side of our screen that was we had to keep it full by killing enemies, but it really didn't seem like it either filled or was emptied,
It did not move once.
like at all. Maybe I wonder if you can actually even empty it, and what happens if you do.
Oh.
Anyway, that's
It
the
says that
question.
you lose power.
Something feature bloat Japanese game. Something.
Just part of the protocol, innit?
That's a question for another time, because that's already 4 more hours of this than I expected to play today. Before I learned that this game exists. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let me see if there's anyone else streaming that I can raid. Probably not.
Lucky's running, and then there's the marathon still.
Oh yeah, who's playing the
On the
marathon?
marathon.
I'll just raid that.
It's Civ 4 colonization.
Host with the most. Alright, I'm raiding host.
I like the name Medic Gunner though.
Her gun is hilarious. It spins.
We don't know
everything
why.
shoots.
We do not know
Wait,
why.
is she just is she what's her face?
Yes, I'd screw
Mercy?
Kind of, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
God damn it.
kinda.
I guess Mercy's thing does spin too. Yeah, no, she's just Mercy.
And she's doing the Valkyrie thing.
No, thanks, JJ. You figured it out.
God damn it.
Raid now.